Hi, I'm Justin Turner, third baseman for your Los Angeles Dodgers. I was born and raised right here in Los Angeles. I'm proud of this city, and I'm proud of the incredible people who get to call it home. Today, the entire city will take to the streets to show the whole world why we run LA. Welcome to the 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon.
Yeah, Justin Turner is at Dodger Stadium this morning, not on third base, but at the start line of this year's Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon, and he will soon help send off 24,000 plus runners as they begin their 26.2-mile journey across this spectacular stadium to the Sea Marathon course. Good Sunday morning to you, everyone. I'm Darren Horton. Welcome to the countdown to the 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. So happy to have you with us as we present 5 hours of continuous coverage of this great Los Angeles tradition. Quick look at what is to come. The first race set to begin at 6:30 with the men's and women's wheelchair divisions, followed by the hand cycle race at 6:42. The women's elite division will take to the course at 6:45, and then at 6:55, the men's elite takeoff, and then right behind them, the thunderous stomp of 24,000 plus from both Southern California and all over the world, all here to experience one of the most remarkable marathon courses on the globe. Joining me today to help cover all of this, a great team of reporters and race experts deployed throughout the 26.2-mile course. Here with me in our KTLA studios in Hollywood, one of the great voices of this sport, our legacy broadcaster, Tony Revis, 1996 Olympian and now one of the elite professional coaches in the sport, Julie Benson, covering both the start and finish lines, Chris Chauvel, Vera Jimenez, Lauren Lister, out on the course, talented bunch who know the city best. Chris Burrows, Liberty Chan, Kai Goldberg, Lynette Romero, Gail Anderson, and Eric Spillman. Christina Pascucci is going to be both reporting and running, bringing us some of the great stories behind many of today's citizen runners. And Tim Lynn reporting from high above in Sky 5. Now let's check in first where all the action is currently, and that's at the start line where we have Chris, Vera, and Lauren standing by. Good morning, guys.
Good morning to you, Darren Horton. It's so exciting here, and boy, is it loud already, guys. I mean, we have the best seats in the house. I love covering the marathon. I know you do too, Vera.
It's awesome. It's an early call time, but it's worth every second of it because it's so much fun and the energy's fabulous.
Exactly. And Lauren, is this the first time for you?
It is my first year doing this. I couldn't be more excited. I was out here for the 5K yesterday, and there were people that are running the marathon today. It was a great appetizer for the main event. It's so cool to be here.
And here's the thing. This event, the Los Angeles Marathon, truly is a community event. Through Los Angeles, you're talking about 16 separate communities. Of course, the big ones, we're here in Elysian Park at Dodger Stadium, Hollywood, but then it also goes through 3 other local municipalities. We're talking West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, and Santa Monica, Vera.
And, you know, we also have people that are running the marathon from every state in the nation. We also have over 75 countries represented here. And you guys want to know what the best thing about this is? They are here to run for charities. They're here to raise money for nonprofits. It's like the most amazing thing.
And we are going to be able to hear so many of their stories throughout the race this morning, including, we're here at Dodger Stadium where it all starts. We'll hear from LA Dodger himself, Justin Turner, who's out here promoting the Justin Turner Foundation, which not only supports homeless vets, but also children and families who are battling life-altering illnesses. So we'll definitely want to stay for that.
Yeah, Justin's the race starter. How cool is that, right? You know, World Series, LA Marathon race starter. He's having a good past 6 months, you could say. All right, running along the course today is going to be our very own Christina Pascucci. She's got her tights on. By the way, show these shoes, everybody. Look at those shoes. Aren't these the coolest novelty shoes? I love them. Thank you, Skechers. Go. We love you for that. Darren, I'm going to send it back to you. We're hyped. The racers are hyped. We'll be here all morning.
Thank you very much, Chris, Lauren, and Vera. And for those of you planning to head out to the course to support family members, friends, the thousands that are running today, let's check in with Liberty Chan, see how the roads look and it seems like we got perfect marathon weather.
I would absolutely call it perfect marathon weather. Temperatures right now at about 47 degrees in and around the downtown Los Angeles area. At the coast where that marathon ends, 45 degrees in Santa Monica. So let's go over a few more of these temperatures. So this morning, temperatures mostly in the 40s out there in LA County, where all of those athletes will be running. This afternoon, temperatures topping out in the upper 50s in Santa Monica. So yes, I would say it would be very nice to go on a run this morning. That marathon starting in and around Dodger Stadium. So a lot of streets are going to be closed. They're already closed, and we're talking about rolling closures. So once all of those runners make their way from Dodger Stadium out toward the sea, they'll start to open up those streets. But most of the streets in and around Santa Monica will not reopen until about 5 o'clock. So as you can see, this is the course, and major streets are going to be shut down. We're talking about Santa Monica, Wilshire, and eventually that race will end on Ocean Avenue. That's a look at the weather and traffic. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Liberty. Much more to come on our countdown to the 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. We're back in just a moment. And we welcome you back. We'd like to invite you to send a shout out to a runner, and you will be able to see it right here on the screen. Text your message to 515151, message and data rates apply, and you'll get a reply back from us to confirm your message. Today's race is the premier event of the Conquer Endurance Group, an organization that strives to ignite passion in athletes. It's also dedicated to connecting communities through the power of sports, including the over 100 charities being represented here today. Endurance CEO Tracy Russell is the woman at the helm, and she is now standing by with our Vera Jimenez at the start line.
All right, good morning, Darren. So good to be here with you. Today I'm with Tracy Russell. You just mentioned Tracy Russell. She is the CEO and founder of Conquer Endurance Group. So Tracy, there are lots of groups that are going to be benefiting from the marathon today. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we have an official charity partner program with over 75 nonprofits from here in Southern California that have thousands of runners running today, which is so great because they're out. We've got a lot of runners running for more than just themselves. We anticipate close to $4 million being raised throughout the day.
I know. That's wonderful. And we've got over 75 countries represented, which is fantastic. But and another way to help promote the race and to help charities get involved is now this sea versus, what is it called? What are you guys calling it? Stadium versus the Sea Challenge. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's an exclusive experience through the charity program. So we've got folks who may not be ready to run the full marathon. So this is about running the half marathon. And so we've got a group of about 600 running the first half and another group of 600 running the second half. It's all about raising money for these amazing charities.
Yeah, it's really, really wonderful. All right, and so how do you continue to promote the sport of running and also getting charities involved with running marathons?
Well, you know, it really starts early, and our Students Run LA program is just phenomenal in terms of getting younger people out, really, again, through that program, learning about discipline, not just about training for marathons, but discipline in life. So it starts early. So you'll see about 3,500 students out there running today, many of them their first time. And what's so great about that program is 95% of those who start will be crossing the finish line in Santa Monica.
That's wonderful. All right, that's about it for me. Darren, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you very much, Vera. Over 24,000 runners here today, some running their first marathon ever. For some, their second, and for others, their third, or in the case of our next guest, his 100th. That story coming up as we continue here on our coverage of the 33rd Annual LA Marathon. And welcome back. Over 24,000 runners descending upon Dodger Stadium today, many of whom are taking their maiden voyage in the marathon. For some, it's their second. For others, their third. But could you imagine running 100 marathons? Well, one guy has done that. Standing by with Lauren Lister. Good morning, Lauren.
by someone who was trying to set a Guinness World Record today, Pasadena Police Officer Donald Sevison. This is going to be his 100th full marathon. He's already won 100 half marathons, so he's going to set a Guinness record for the youngest full-time police officer to reach that feat, and he's doing it in uniform today. So first of all, tell us what it is like to run a marathon in uniform. You did the Pasadena half in full uniform recently.
Yes, I did, actually. Pasadena half, 13 miles, all of my uniform.
And check it out, the boots, too. I mean, oh, actually, those look like athletic shoes, but full on.
Here, these are the boots. I have my vest on, my gear belt. It's about a good 25, 30 pounds with everything. You put it all together.
Are you prepared for that? I mean, what goes into training to do not only a uniform, but a uniform in this kind of gear?
I have put the training in, so I am ready today. I've run in my boots, I've run in my vest, so I am ready to go. So as you can see, I have a picture of the Pomona police officer that was recently killed. This is my way to honor him. And also on the back, I also have
Show us, yeah.
100th marathon sign on the back just to commemorate how special this race is going to be for me.
What made you want to set this goal?
It all goes back to my running days. You know, I ran my first marathon when I was 16. It was a great experience with my dad and my uncle. And LA was the first marathon that I ran. So as I started getting closer to 100, I figured what better way to come back to 2018 LA Marathon and do my 100th marathon. So,
and that was back in 1991. Very quickly, how has the race changed over the years?
It's changed dramatically. Very, very good atmosphere. Social media has really taken over and it's become very popular. We have all kinds of categories here. We have SRLA, we have the wheelchairs, we have the elite runners, and we have the everyday runner that is just focused on one goal, with me as well, to finish the race and get that medal. That's a big achievement for everybody.
All right, good luck setting your Guinness World Record today.
Thank you.
Darren, we'll send it back to you.
Amazing, Lauren. Another look at today's start times. This is just the third year of our partnership between Skechers Performance and the Los Angeles Marathon. What began as a local success story is now a global brand. Here now is Vera with more. Morning, Vera.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Good morning, everybody. Great to be back with you. And today, this morning, I have the pleasure of being with the COO of Skechers Performance Brand, David Weinberg. Thank you so much for being here with us, sir. Really dark and early, but we are really, really grateful that you're here. So we want to know, it's the brand, the event, the marathon. Tell me a little bit about that connection.
Well, we built the brand, went into performance about a decade ago, and we signed with Meb, who was the premier marathon runner, to get into this running field and show how good we could do this. And we have. We've sponsored Meb. Meb won the Boston Marathon. We're here. It's great for our community. We are very California-based. We're down in Manhattan Beach, and we just love California. We've been here forever and want to give back to the community and run, and this is just a great event to put everything together.
Yeah. So what do you attribute to the longevity of, because you guys are coming on the Skechers Performance brand into a decade of being in existence. What gives that longevity?
Well, for us, it's always about the product. It's about the quality. It's about the endurance, how well it works for runners, and we take a lot of feedback from Meb and a lot of runners around the world to make sure it works that well.
And tell me a little bit about the impact that all the charities are going to have in the surrounding community.
Well, we love to give to the charities. We have a big walk down in Manhattan Beach. We do this. All our buildings in Southern California are LEED certified, so we like to give back to the community. We like to keep it safe. It's all about, we want to build a brand awareness, and the brand is built around our community and what we stand for.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you back at the finish line. Darren, that's going to do it from here for me, sending it back to you.
All right, Vera, thank you very much. And a quick look at their 2018 special edition Los Angeles Marathon shoes. They're even great to broadcast in. I got mine on. Quick break. Back after this. Welcome back. We'd like to invite you to send a shout out to a runner today. You can see it right here on your screen. Text your shout out to 515151. Message and data rates apply, and you'll get a reply from us to confirm your message. Over 24,000 runners will take to today's 26.2 Stadium to the Sea course, many of them running on behalf of loved ones, causes near and dear to their hearts. as they raise money for charity. Our very own Christina Pascucci will be running the course today herself to catch up with some of those remarkable stories. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, guys. Happy Marathon Day. We're coming to you from the starting line. I'm with Jackie Solano from Palmdale. We're cuddled up right now because it's a little bit chilly. Oh my God, what are the emotions you're experiencing right now as you're about to go?
I'm excited, I'm terrified, I'm nervous, everything all in one.
You are amazing. Your story is so inspiring to me. I'm diagnosed with breast cancer at 30 years old. You were so young.
Yeah, I was very young, 1 month away from turning 31, and breast cancer was the farthest thing away in my mind to get.
Yeah, you're young, you're thriving, you're the last diagnosis you expected to hear. How did you find out?
I felt the lump and I knew something was wrong, but I kind of kept in denial, kept thinking it was a cyst, it's going to go away, and it just didn't go away. So I finally took action and, they diagnosed me, and it was the worst words to hear ever.
But 2 years later, you're now 32. Last year you were going through chemo and you ran the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon.
I did. I ran it last year. I walked it, and I had a wheelchair as well because I knew my body was not ready to endure 26 miles standing and running alone. So this year it's redemption, and I don't have the wheelchair.
You're in remission.
I'm in remission.
Girl, yes. You are so inspiring to us. What is your message to people? What do you want young women to know? I know you're doing this for all women, you say.
Doing this for all women. I'm doing this for all cancer patients, all survivors, everyone that we have lost with cancer. I just want you guys to check yourselves and make sure that you know your body.
Let's see the back of your shirt really fast. This is redemption. She has a sign here, cancer conquered, conquer cancer and conquer redemption. So go get them today. We're so proud of you. Thank you for talking to us. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Christina. This morning, runners will be welcomed at the start line of the marathon by one of this town's most beloved athletes, Dodger third baseman Justin Turner. Aside from serving as the official race ambassador and honorary race starter, Justin's own Justin Turner Foundation is one of this year's official charities. Justin's kindness and generosity will be prevalent today as the athletes on Justin's team will fundraise through their participation in today's race. Let's get it back out to the start line. Chris Schabel standing by with Justin Turner.
Good morning to you once again, Darren. I'm with the man, Justin Turner. First of all, thanks for joining us this morning. You're the race starter. That's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be invited out here to be a part of the LA Marathon and be an ambassador and get a chance to send all these people off on their incredible journey. This run from Dodger Stadium down to Santa Monica should be pretty fun.
All right, now tell us about the Justin Turner Foundation and its work with the LA Marathon this year.
This is the first time we paired up with them. We're so happy to be here and be a part of it. They graciously asked us to come out here, have me start the race, and they gave our foundation a spot in the marathon to run and raise some money for homeless veterans and for kids who are battling different illnesses and disease. So we're extremely fortunate to be out here and looking forward to the day.
And tell us more about that work that you do for the community through your foundation.
We started about 3 years ago and teamed up with the Dream Center in LA and opened up an entire floor for homeless veterans to come in off the street and make that transition from being over there, fighting for our freedom to transitioning back to everyday life, and then also going into hospitals, visiting kids, visiting families, making a difference in their life when they're going through a tough time, and just trying to be a bright spot and a story and something positive that they can talk about.
Real quick, you have a special person you're going to be pulling for. Tell us about that.
Yeah, my wife's actually running in the marathon, so it's her first one, so we're excited about it, and hopefully she does well.
Well, Justin Turner, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Good luck to your wife, man.
Thank you.
Darren, I'll send it back to you.
All right, the newlywed, Justin Turner. Chris Schabel, of course, anchoring our coverage not only at the start line but at the finish line. You ever wonder how all that stuff that the runners can't run with gets from the start line to the finish line? Well, Lauren Lister has some answers. Back out to the start line we go for that part of the story.
Hey, good morning, and we are joined by LaShawn Stanford, the UPS ambassador, also Rick Flores, and UPS actually plays a very important role today. What do you guys do for the runners?
We're the gear station, so we have 20 cars here, and all the runners put all their gear and supplies in our vehicles.
So what people may not know is that runners give you their stuff at the beginning of the race that they want to see at the end, at the finish line, correct?
That's correct, absolutely.
What is involved in that logistically? Rick, you are part of that, right?
Yes, I am. I'm actually honored that the organizers of the event entrust UPS to get the participants' personal belongings to the finish line.
What do you guys do logistically to make that happen? How does that work? Just give us a little insight into the nuts and bolts.
Well, we moved the vehicles on Saturday from one of our facilities, which is Main Street. We moved 20 vehicles from Main Street over to Dodger Stadium yesterday. So we'll be ready to go today.
So a lot going on behind the scenes between the start and the finish line that you don't see, and that is the latest. Thanks, you guys. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's get it over to Liberty. As you can imagine, a lot of street closures and this weather, this chilly weather, perfect for the marathon.
Yeah, it is pretty chilly out there right now. Temperatures right now in downtown Los Angeles, 47 degrees. At the coast where that race ends, about 45 degrees. Let's go over some of these road closures in and around the downtown Los Angeles area. Spring, Grand, Temple, all will be shut down for quite some time this morning until all of the runners make their way into Hollywood, West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, all of these streets, some of these major streets. We're talking about Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood Boulevard, Doheny, also Sepulveda. All of those streets will be impacted, and right now they are closed. Some of these streets won't reopen until about 5 o'clock. We're talking about Ocean Avenue right there where the race ends. That is a quick check on the weather and traffic. Back to you.
All right, Liberty, we'd like to invite everybody, if you're out on the course today, please share with us your photos and post on Twitter by using the hashtag #GoRunLA so we can share some of those posts here on our screen during the broadcast. Hashtag #GoRunLA, presented by Princess Cruise Line, the countdown to the 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon returns right after this. Welcome back. Here now with two people we could not do this race without, calling the action with us. He's been a part of every broadcast of this race from its very beginning. Legacy broadcaster Tony Revis, and 1996 U.S. Olympian, and now one of the sport's top professional coaches, Julie Benson. Big welcome to you both. Good morning. Tony, I would say you have covered this race since its humble beginnings, but it's always had. Legacy. But this race has always had a large field. How do you think it's evolved over the years?
Well, it got inspired by the 1984 Olympics, of course, and then 2 years later, voila, the first City of Los Angeles Marathon started off with 19,000 starters at the time, the largest first-time marathon in history. The challenge was introduced, the gender challenge, in 2004. We held on to that for 11 years. The Stadium to Sea course really turned things around for this marathon, going through all those 4 communities from the stadium to the sea, and people just love that course. The course record, 2:06:35, set in a downpour year. Marcus Genet from Ethiopia. The event record on the old course, 2:25:10 by Lydia Grigoriev in 2006. On the Stadium to Sea course, it's a 2:25:38 by Edna Kiplagat in 2010. So that record with these conditions is not out of sight today.
You know, Julia, it's not New York, it's not Boston, it's not Chicago, but this race has an impressive track record when you look at the winners and people who have come through here.
It has certainly catapulted runners to stardom. You know, we see some of our notable champions from the past. Mark Platt just won here. 2 years later, in 1993, was the world champion for the United States. Edna Kiplagat, I'll never forget it, ran here, won in a dominant fashion, went on to stardom, a 2-time world champion, one in New York, one in London. And then for the wheelchair athletes, same thing. Kriga Shabort is here today, but he was our champion from 2010, 2013. And then Sherry Blauett, she's also dominant, has won this race 3 times.
Yeah, this is LA's race. It's a community race, and as much as it's an elite race, Tony, if you think about this race and what makes it distinct from other marathons across the globe.
Well, it is the welcoming nature of Southern California. It's almost the western expansion of the marathon ended in Los Angeles. It began in Boston in 1896, and it took till 1986 for it to make it all the way to the West Coast. But look at it, 24,000 participants, 10th largest marathon in the world, 144 legacy runners, just great stories all around. We heard from Tracy Russell about all the charities that are involved. And then, of course, the Students Run LA, one of my favorite programs in the entirety of the world of marathoning. and a fundraising
And
goal
Tony,
today for
the wheelchair race is about to begin. Let's go out to the start line, and there they go.
Yeah, the wheelchair competition kicks things off. Kriga Shabort is in this race, our 4-time champion. Both our defending champions had to pull out with different issues, one a injury and one as Ibarra, the female champion from last year, her racing chair broke, and so she can't be back to defend. But on the men's side, we do have James Sanbeda from Savoy, Illinois, the University of Illinois program, 2016 champion. And then Kriga Shabort, a 4-time champion here. You see that ESPY Award winner, but 9 times the winner of the Honolulu Marathon, 5-time runner-up in Boston.
And Maria Chavez is here. You know, she is also a triathlete for Paralympian. She was a 2016 Paralympian in Brazil, where she finished 9th, 2nd in Duluth in 2016. Eva Morales is also here. She's from Spain, 2nd in Seville and 3rd in Paris. Should be a good competition between the two of them.
Well, we are minutes away from the start of the women's elite race, and then shortly after that, the men's elite and the 24,000 plus take to the streets of Los Angeles. The countdown to the 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. Back. Neighborhood Spotlight, brought to you by Purple Bricks. Downtown Los Angeles has historically been known as the city's financial hub, but thanks to the over $20 million of real estate investment over the past 15 years, the neighborhood has blossomed into the City of Angels' cultural heart. Some of LA's most iconic pieces of real estate, including the Walt Disney Concert Hall, can be seen by the runners as they traverse the early miles. Well, like we mentioned earlier, this great race was born out of the 1984 Olympic Games hosted by the City of Los Angeles. In 2017, LA awarded the bid host for the 2028 Summer Olympics, and one man who had a lot to do with that is standing by with Chris Schabel at the start line.
Hi once again, Darren. I've got the man, Eric Garcetti. A lot has happened since we were here 1 year ago for the last LA Marathon.
Yes.
We have the Olympics officially. How excited must you be about that?
It's extraordinary. I mean, I grew up in the '84 Olympics. I'm going to pass on to my daughter, who will be 16 in 2028. And every kid in this town can now fix their eyes on that goal and try to get the healthiest city in America by making sure folks participate between now and then in every sport in LA. I couldn't be more thrilled for our City of Angels.
One of the things that nailed it for LA was we have so many of the venues already.
Yes.
We don't have to build a lot of that. Should we be in every so often city, like more than every 20, 30 years?
I think it would make a lot of sense. I mean, we can not only throw the Olympics, we can have a profit from it. And we're spending that money already now. First Olympics to get money ahead of time. So we're putting that into youth sports. We've got everything built. We've got UCLA to be the best Olympic village. So it makes a lot of sense for it to come back to LA over and over. But we're just so excited for 3 times here, 2028.
The hand cranks are getting ready to go. Real quick, how proud of you, how proud are you to have this event in the city year after year so great?
I love it. 24,000 people, and people should come out. You'd be surprised. You'll see a friend who's here. You'll see a colleague. You might have a loved one. I have coworkers. It really is a reflection of the greatness of LA and all the visitors who come to here. We broke our records last year with 48 million people coming to LA.
That's amazing. Mayor, once again, great to see you, sir.
Thanks, Mr. Iron Man.
Back to you guys.
All right, Chris, back here in our studio here in Hollywood with Tony Revis, Julie Benson. The women's elite race minutes away. Julie, the defending champion, returns.
She does return. Helen Kipkergot. She is ready to run. And every time she races, she finds herself on the podium. Here we see last year, she was a dominant champion, running by herself the last 10 miles and won by over 2 minutes. Absolutely phenomenal. However, this morning, she will find her hands full with some formidable challengers. We've got, here we see Helen. Again, she's on the podium quite often. After this race, she went and won Grandma's race in June, just 3 months later. And one of her challengers is Ethiopian Dira Tune. I'm very excited to see her run today. She was the 2008 Boston champion, went on a big hiatus for maternity leave, returned with a bang this fall, running 2:28. She seems one to watch. Also, we've got Jane Kibbe. She was our runner-up last year. She is a phenomenal performer. She went on to win the Twin Cities Marathon, defended her title, won this fall, and actually beat our champion, Helen Kipkergot. So it'll be interesting to see if she can keep that trend going. Our American hopeful today is Heather Lyberg. I spoke with Heather. She said this is the best build-up she's ever had. She wants to go from a national class runner to an international threat.
She even has her mother with her. Joan Davis is traveling with her, so she's got some good support out there as well.
Some other women to watch, Joanna Reyes, another American. She was 4th here last year with a huge personal best. The Ukrainian woman, Olena Shurkno, has a tremendous personal best of 2:23 we can see there. She's been a little bit MIA. It will be interesting to see how she goes today. Sahai Desalian, the young Ethiopian, comes off a great performance in China this past fall. Mitsuko Ino, the Japanese runner, she races all the time, but just managed to PR after 22 marathons this past fall. And then the Mexican athlete, Yenny Bermudez, she seems ready to run. This is her debut. It will be great to see her run today.
This is a pretty deep field, Tony.
That's well matched. That's the key, is it's the competition. Last year they went out at a crawl, really, because everyone was looking for like the lead horse to take them out. They couldn't find it. With a day like this, with weather this ideal, it's there for the taking. Everyone has a chance at a personal best, perhaps even a course record. In talking to some of the athletes last night at dinner, they look at the times, they look at the weather, and they say, I think we can do this.
And we're getting close to the start. And why don't you give us a sense, Julia, what is the energy like right now as you're at the start line? You've done all your preparation. I'd imagine you've carved up and you've gotten a good night's rest. And what is it like at the start line?
You know, for years I was out on the motorcycle with the lead women, and the moments before the race start was the most exciting for me. The energy is palpable. It's incredible. You see Dodger Stadium in the background, and I absolutely love those moments before the marathon. You know, you've done all this training and you just can't wait for that gun to go off.
Well, we know that the wheelchairs have already gone off. We're now standing by for the beginning of the hand cranks race at the beginning. And here we go. And there they go.
And this has been a very popular division as they have gears. The difference between the push rim and the hand cranks isn't just laying back, and it's these machines actually have gears. And so when they're going uphill, they can drop gears like bicycles in that sense, and they can go much, much faster. But the push rim is the traditional wheelchair running event that's been in place since the mid-1970s when it was first run in Boston.
It's interesting that they put the hand cranks after.
Yeah, exactly. They go faster, so you think you put them in front, they'll run them down, and they'll get it all figured out.
And here you're looking at the women elite, and you see Kiplagat. She's I think right there in the middle, the tall.
6'2".
Very tall.
Wow. She had a nice easy pace going, a nice cadence, if you will. We're about 20 seconds away from the women elite. I'd say probably one of the deepest fields we've had in the last 4 or 5 years.
Certainly evenly matched.
You see daylight is coming up and they're just about ready to go.
Thank you so much.
Wow. And now the question is, can they find a pace leader? Will somebody take it out? Because if one goes, now we all go. If one doesn't go, now we all don't go, and it establishes itself as being tactical. So the key is to find somebody who wants to take advantage of the day and maybe sort of take a risk.
And you see Lyberg is right there in the center of the action. How long do they wait before you determine, when you're, in the pack, if you will, do you determine, okay, I need to take this up a notch?
Well, this course is unique in that within the first mile, there's a very steep downhill. And oftentimes you see them holding back a little bit until they get through that. And then you kind of say, okay, is today going to be a tactical day? Or as Tony mentioned, is somebody going to take this out?
I'll say Sule Ghetto right there in the front.
We have, in the blue, yes, we have several Ethiopian runners. And of course, the great rivalry in distance running around the world is the Kenyans versus the Ethiopians. That's the Dodgers, Giants, it's the Cardinals, Cubs, the Yankees, Red Sox, you name it. That's the great rivalry. And we have a very strong contingent of Ethiopians there, including Tune and Sule Ghetto's in that lead in the blue right there. She's hoping for 226, 227, a personal best. Tune was talking 225, which is right at the course record.
They certainly don't look like they're aggressive right now. It will be interesting to see in the next few moments if somebody says, okay, let's get this going.
Left of the screen in sort of the tangerine, Johanna Reyes. She ran Last year, 2:37 here, got 4th place. But the race just before that, the fall before that, she ran 2 hours and 50. She took 13 minutes off her personal best from the fall season to the spring season. When you're taking big chunks of time off like that, Julie, there's more to be taken down today.
Absolutely. And, I think she became, after running that 2-hour 50 marathon, she just said, hey, I can be really good at this. I really want to up my training. She, connected with a coach that's really been good for her. And, oh boy, did we see the results here last year. So we'll see, again, if she can take one more step.
It looks like Shirkno is also up there.
Yeah, here's that downhill we're talking about.
We're asking everybody to please share with us your photos and posts on Twitter by using the hashtag #GoRunLA so we can share some of those posts on screen here during the broadcast. Again, it's hashtag #GoRunLA presented by Princess Cruises. When we return, the men's elite and the thunderous roar of 24,000. We are just moments away from the start of one of the world's most celebrated races, a marathon born out of the spirit of the Summer Olympic Games held here 3 decades ago, and now in 2018 it's more vibrant than ever. This is the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. Back inside as we get set for the beginning of the men's race, a very deep and competitive field headlined by the last 3 men to win this race.
No, exactly. Very rare. What Julie and I were talking off camera, we didn't realize that we really don't have someone 1, 2, 3 years in a row. They usually go on to somewhere else, but they love it here in Los Angeles. And these guys all have a real opportunity. There's not going to be secrets out there today. They've all been on this course numerous times. They know how the course lays out. They know how one another race, and we'll see who's got the strength, who's got the training behind them.
And the defending champ, Barno, who is back, won it last year. And as we take a look at how last year's race played out.
Well, there were 4 guys jumping, and it came down to Limo, the 2015 champion, being in 2nd place. But Barno took the title in 2:11:51, and proud of it. He just ran a personal best 2:09 in Houston in January. He said good recovery, he says, so he's ready to roll here in Los Angeles this morning. Here he is, 11 career wins in the half and the 15K and the marathon. He was winner at the Grandma's Marathon the last 3 years, actually, 15, 16, and 17, and the champion in Jacksonville in 2015. He knows how to win, and he's been training in Albuquerque, New Mexico with Dominic Ondoro, who's also in this race.
So it's such a fascinating, because that's what happened last year in 2017. And then in 2016,
Willie Cotilli from Kenya led the entire way until Weldon Curry said in the last mile, thanks for all the help. And in the fog, he heads down Ocean Avenue in 2:13:07 under very warm conditions. His resume, LA, 3 top finishes in this race. 2nd at Grandma's, that's in Duluth. 3rd in Nairobi at high altitude. So he can run in all conditions, all weather, and he loves it here in Los Angeles.
And then there is the 2015 champion.
Yeah, Daniel Limo, we saw him pinning 2nd last year. He has had some stomach issues, he said. He's been caught a couple of times with stomach issues. Happened in Lisbon last fall, but in 2015, excellent weather. He ran 2:10. And a lot of people are picking him as the champion. A lot of people on the inside think this guy's in really great shape.
Other people that we're keeping an eye on, Tony.
Yeah, Gebra Adahana from Ethiopia. He's run 17 marathons with the best at 2:06. Watch out for him. We talked about Dominic Ondoro, training partner of Alicia Barno, our defending champion. The Americans, Jesus Campo, who's a 2:24 man, Fidel Jefferson, and Ruben Ramirez making his marathon debut.
You know, it's such a fascinating, when you are out on a course and you've won there before, does it give you an advantage? I mean,
Absolutely. I think it really does. You know the ins and outs. You know when the hills are coming. You know when to take advantage of the downhill. And here, you know that what's coming is better weather as you get closer to the ocean.
But when you got 3 guys who have all won on the same course on the same day, so that advantage is completely stripped away because they've all got it.
I know. And it's a fascinating storyline because these 3 men have had such success here in Los Angeles. And now we will find out who the true champion is as they all go head-to-head here in the 2018 Skechers Performance LA Marathon. 33rd edition here, Tony, as we get ready for the men elite. They're all at the start line. We're less than a minute to go as you take a look at the field. a deep field, as you will. We've been talking about the rivalry that exists. There are some Ethiopians and Kenyans, like on the women's side.
More Kenyans and Ethiopians on the men's side. It's Gebra Adahana. It's interesting. He's completely going against type. He's run 17 career marathons, yet his debut marathon was his personal best of 2:06. But 7 times he's been under either 2:09 or faster. So he is a pretty good commodity here today.
And here we go.
10 seconds. Runners, set. Well done, man. Well done. And they're off. Let me hear some music, you guys.
Well, you know when you hear Randy Newman, it's officially begun. We look at the 24,000 behind the men's elite field, and you think about all of the work and the training and the goal setting and the nutrition that it took to get to this point, and they are off and going.
Tens of thousands of miles for the professionals up front. It might be as much as, I mean, it's 1,000 steps per mile, essentially, that you're taking in a marathon. So all those tens of hundreds of thousands of steps, all to take that one final step on Ocean Avenue to cross that finish line to get that winner's medal.
And you can see the energy. I love this overhead shot provided by Tim Lynn of Sky 5 as 24,000 and Los Angeles' finest,
including 144 legacy runners who have run all 32 and they're starting number 33. What great stories there were. Of course, we met one of my favorites, Johnny Jameson from Inglewood, Postman in West Hollywood, and we both grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, not 3 miles apart from one another. We're only 6 weeks difference in our ages. We'd never met in St. Louis. We meet in Los Angeles, me having broadcast 33 LA marathons, him having now run 33. It's a great story. We became fast friends.
And that's why this race is so unique, because of all the different stories, all the different people that you meet. It truly is something that galvanizes the city of Los Angeles, and all the money that is raised through charities and the students.
You can see they start in waves. So we're just, we're still 2 to 3 minutes away from the first wave completing the starting line, then they'll start the second wave and it goes on and on. So the start can take up to 30 minutes just to get all the competitors through the start line.
Darren, that's where the new technology, LA was the first marathon to use chip timing technology many, many years ago, and that allowed for wave starts. So that you can have actual timing when people cross the start mat and then the finish mat. Before, you would all start in one block and people in the back were nervous because they were timed by the start of the gun. They didn't have individual timing. And because of the wave start, you can make your fields so much larger.
And these athletes, the feeling they're feeling right now is just relief. There's been all this anticipation, all this build up, and now they finally get to show off all their hard work.
And as you mentioned, Julia, it's really key to kind of pace yourself at the beginning, because you do have a lot of energy, a lot of nervous energy.
Adrenaline.
And you're like, hey, I can do this.
Absolutely.
And you have to kind of...
And then 10 minutes later, you're like, whoa, I got to do this for a long time. Yeah, you're right. You have to harness all that energy, excitement, and adrenaline. And it's tough because, you have the people cheering for you. You're excited about what you're about to do, and you do have to be very cognizant about your pace.
But again, once again, this is the 33rd year here in Los Angeles. And so over all those decades, the word has been out. People have got good coaching, there's good training, the magazines have really educated them. So people are not flying blind anymore. They really know what they're about, how to do it. They know how to fuel themselves, they know how to hydrate themselves, and they know how to pace themselves. And that's why you hear something like 98% of the people who start the race actually finish it.
And here comes, I think, the second or third wave. As you saw the rope, they roped him back there.
Right, so they'll have, a little bit of a gap to space as Tony mentioned, so that they can have more starters and more athletes run this race. So they'll stagger them, so to speak, with about 15 to 30 seconds in between each wave.
Yeah, the second wave is off and running.
Sometimes it's better to be in the second wave, because you know that you're going to have a lot of people. If they make a mistake, you'll be able to chase them down.
It is 7 a.m. here in Hollywood, and today 24,000 strong, including some of the world's top distance runners, taking to the streets of LA to partake in one of the biggest marathons in the world, the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. The 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon off and running moments ago.
Chicago or New York, it's West Coast, it's sunshine, and it's inspiring. It's also more than just a race.
The first annual City
There you go.
Marathon. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the mass of humanity moving up Figueroa Street.
An event born out of the spirit of the last Olympic Games, proudly hosted here over 30 years ago. Since then, it has bloomed, blossomed, endured, and thrived. What started as a simple loop course now extends from east to west.
24,000 dreams and goals and aspirations coming across that start line.
From its vibrant downtown to its shiny coast, whisking past some of its most celebrated landmarks, neighborhoods, and towns. A beautiful tapestry representative of this city's many vivacious cultures and prides. Today, this City of Angels warmly welcomes the thousands who have come to not only run, but to also celebrate their dreams, loves, struggles, hopes, and triumphs.
Third annual Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon off and running moments ago at the start. It was the women's elite field featuring the defending champion Helen Jeppregat, and then the men's elite race headlined by the last three champions of the men's race, all from the country of Kenya. 2015 champion Daniel Limo, 2016 champion Weldon Kirui, and the defending champion Alicia Barno. And then behind them, 24,000 strong, all headed to the same finish line. Welcome you, those of you that are watching us on WGN America, to the 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon, calling the action with us today. One of the great voices in the sport and a longtime contributor to this broadcast, Tony Revis, and former U.S. Olympian and now one of the top professional coaches in the sport, Julie Benson. And Julie, the ones to watch in the women's elite field.
We have a very evenly matched field. I'm very excited to see them go today, including the returning champion, and Helen Jeppregat was a dominant champion last year, won by almost 2 minutes. Dira Tune, she won the Boston Marathon in 2008, a big maternity leave, but is back now. Jane Kibbe, she was our runner-up last year, but then went on to defeat Helen Jeppregat this fall in the Twin Cities Marathon in St. Paul. Heather Lyberg, American hopeful. She's had a great training block and is excited to show off her fitness today, along with the other American, Joanna Reyes, who was fourth here last year. Olena Shurkno has a very impressive personal best, 2 hours, 23 minutes. I believe she's leading currently. And, again, a very evenly matched field. And, we've got some Kenyans, we've got some Ethiopians, and, other athletes from around the country or around the world. It should be a really exciting race.
And then on the men's side, you've got a very deep field. And the storyline between these former champions that are all going head-to-head to determine who is going to be the champion now. We got three champs out there.
The more you know, the more you don't know. And we do have a great lineup. Alicia Barno just ran his personal best in Houston this January, so he's coming off of that, well-rested, they say. Weldon Kirui, he's been first, second, and third in the last 3 years. Daniel Limo ran 2:10 to win this race back in 2015, and he was second last year. The big Ethiopian challenger, Gebra Adahana, his best in his first marathon back in 2012, but he's gone 2:09 or better 7 times. Dominic Onduro, the training partner of Alicia Barno, watch them to team up. And Jesus Campo, one of the top Americans in the field at 2:24 from Boston in 2013. I can tell you, I've got some of my splits in my hands right now. The men went out in 5:16, very conservative under perfect conditions, but 47 degrees at the start. Low humidity, still air. It's actually a perfect day to run a fast marathon, but as of yet, neither the men or the women are getting after it.
Yeah.
You know, history says that that's how this course unfolds. Everyone's a little bit tentative. Everyone knows the second half of this course is lightning fast. So sometimes we see them dancing around a little bit and playing these games. Beautiful course map we have here. We start at Dodger Stadium, go through LA, Silver Lake, Thai Town, then we go by the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the Chinese Theater, we're going into Hollywood, down Sunset Strip to West Hollywood, into Rodeo Drive, my personal favorite, back to LA proper, down through Santa Monica, we go through Brentwood, and then finally we make our way towards the ocean into, Santa Monica and that finish line. Again, a lightning fast finish.
It is one of the most picturesque courses in the world as we take a look at the women elite runners as well as the men's field.
Yeah, Elena Shirkno on the left in the blue with the gloves on and the arm warmers. And on the men's side, that's Ihor Rus who's leading the way. So that's kind of a surprise in many ways. He's from Ukraine. We didn't expect him. We're just getting our second mile split, a 5:02 mile. So the men have picked it up just a little bit, coming off a 5:16, now a 5:02. So Julie, they're warm up, finding their rhythm, looking for that leader.
Both Ukrainians are leading on the men's and women's side, and Shirkno, she has, again, a very dominant personal best in 2:23. Only Tune has run that fast. But again, we haven't seen much from Shirkno, so I'm very curious to see where her fitness is. History tells us, a recent history tells us that, you know, maybe we won't see her late stages, but, you know, when you have the confidence to lead, that tells me that she believes in her fitness.
All right, some of the top marathon runners in the world, along with 24,000 beating hearts, all with the same goal on this Stadium to the Sea course. The Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon returns right after this. And welcome back. This past November, the running world witnessed the final run of one of America's greatest long-distance runners of all time, 4-time Olympian Meb Keflezighi.
There it is.
Pardon me. A former Bruin ran his final marathon in New York City. Meb and his family immigrated to the U.S. to escape war-torn Eritrea, where Meb was just 11 years old. While attending San Diego High School, Meb discovered the sport of running, and the rest is history. Here's an excerpt from the compelling documentary, Meb, The Homestretch.
I was born in 1975 and growing up in Eritrea. I was in the middle of a war against Ethiopia that lasted for 31 years, and I was in the middle of it. You start from dirt poor to eating dirt to the accolades that I have achieved. The first 10 years of my life have molded me to be the person that I am. The village where I grew up, my dad's village is called Adugombolo, which is about 13, 15 kilometers outside of Asmara.
We come back to Eritrea because our dad always said, don't forget your roots.
It was a great moment for all of us to live and just, you know, have a little laugh, you know, because sometimes as a childhood, you didn't have those moments, and it was a blessing.
For Meb, at this point in his career, he's had so much success. It's more about giving back. And so we're going to share some of the things we take for granted.
to go back to my dad's village where I grew up, where most of my memories was. It was just unbelievable.
Notice Meb, he always finishes marathons, and that's the grit that he has. That's just from his background. Eritreans they will fight to the last minute.
His name is Mokono, M-O-K-O-N-O.
And what an amazing career. Tony, when you look at what Meb has been able to accomplish, what do you think his legacy will be?
Well, he's on the Mount Rushmore of American distance running with Frank Shorter and Bill Rogers and Joan Benoit Samuelson, who won the inaugural Women's Olympic Marathon here in 1984 and inspired the race we're watching today in her 33rd year. Meb with the silver medal in Athens in 2004, first medal since Frank Shorter back in 1976. Then he won New York City in 2009, and we thought that was a surprise. Then he came back and won Boston in 2014, the year after the finish line bombings. And it redeemed the entire finish line and the sport for everyone in the world, and he became just a hero more than just a champion.
And there you see our lead vehicle, the Sonic by Hyundai, the official automotive sponsor of the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon.
And here's a look at our lead pack. Mostly African, but we can see tucked in there very nicely, Ihor Ros from Ukraine. He's a 212 man. He's on the left of the screen, and he actually looks quite good, Julie. He's repped Ukraine at both the Olympic Games and the World Championships. His personal best, 212.45, came 3 years ago. And actually, that means those African guys are just basically taking a measure of one another, and no one's willing to strike out on their own quite yet.
Absolutely, and we see Dominic Ondoro still has his long sleeve on, which tells me, you know, this race has not started yet. Now we see our women, our champion on the left of the screen, Helen Jepkurgat, running very, very easy. You know, we see Suli Ghetto up there, the Ethiopian woman, who I believe has a brilliant future in marathoning. And again, they're all looking around. Everyone's still there. The Americans, the Ethiopians, the Kenyans. I don't think this real competition has begun yet.
On the far right of the screen, Heather Liedberg. She has a classic marathon shuffle, very efficient. She's a second grade teacher back in Helena, Montana. She's won the Governor's Cup Marathon back home 3 different times. But she's taken a step up here last year in Los Angeles, and her mindset has changed, and that makes the huge difference.
It certainly has, and you know, she ran in the Olympic trials in 2016, is qualified for the 2020 Olympic trials. 3 kids. You know, she has a son, if you can believe this, who's a senior in high school. She looks like she's a senior in high school, but I really think that she's poised to take a step to become one of the best in the country.
All right, check out our Princess Cruises finish line camera, live streaming today at KTLA.com. Try to catch your friends and loved ones cross the finish line today, or you can go to KTLA after the race to watch them break the tape. Quick break. Back with more after this. Welcome back. Please share with us your photos and post on Twitter by using hashtag GoRunLA so we can share some of those posts on screen here during the broadcast. Again, it's hashtag GoRunLA presented by Princess Cruises. Joining me today to help cover all of this, great team of reporters and race experts deployed throughout the 26.2. Here with us in studio in Hollywood, one of the great voices of the sport, Tony Revis, and U.S. Olympian, now one of the top professional coaches, Julie Benson, covering both the start and finish lines. Chris Schabel, Vera Jimenez, Lauren Lister, out on the course, talented bunch who know this city best. Chris Burrows, Liberty Chan, Kai Goldberg, Lynette Romero, Gail Anderson, Eric Spielman, Christina Pascucci is going to be both reporting and running. And she's going to be bringing us some of the great stories behind many of today's citizen runners. And Tim Lynn, reporting from high above. Let's check in with Tim right now. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Darren, from over at Dodger Stadium. Another perfect day here for the Skechers Performance LA Marathon coming out of Dodger Stadium. We still see a lot of folks coming out of the stadium right now, working their way downtown. We'll take them out through the downtown area, through the Arts Center, and then as we come out, we'll work our way out through Sunset Boulevard towards downtown Hollywood, through West Hollywood, out into Beverly Hills, and down to the sea. So the Stadium to the Sea run, a perfect day for the runners out here. Blue skies and lots of sunshine out here for them to make the run. So that's what we have from Sky 5. Darren, let me send it back down to you.
Thank you very much, Tim. For many of the 24,000 runners today, this is the culmination of months of early morning training runs and a lot of the other physical preparations. But nutrition is a huge part of how you refuel your body. It plays a big role today. And so how do you get ready nutritionally for a marathon?
Well, the miles are certainly very important, but equally as important is what the runners are putting into their bodies during training, during the race, and then after the race. And during training, we want about 55% of our calories to come from carbohydrates. Those are things we see here like pasta and rice and potatoes. The other thing we want to think about are nutrient-dense foods that are high in antioxidants, which can help repair muscles from all the damage caused by all the training. We think of bright fruits and vegetables like blueberries, strawberries, spinach. The name of the game during the race is hydration and refueling. Not something you want to experiment with today as you wake up for the marathon, but something you want to practice. In general, about 15 or 20 minutes, you want to take in 5 to 8 ounces of either water or an electrolyte fluid. And then every 35 to 40 minutes, you want some easily digestible carbs that look really yummy here. We had some of these yesterday. About 40 to 50 grams of carbs. Those are things like a Cliff Shot, an energy gel, jelly beans, pretzels. And then as a coach, I'm always talking to my athletes about recovery. Recovery is so important. So right after you get that Skechers Performance LA Finishers Medal, you want to think about recovery. Your muscles are going to be so tired, so sore. You're going to be really beat up. You want to get in about 350 calories of carb and protein mix within 20 minutes after finishing the race. That's things like chocolate milk, bagels with the peanut butter, all things the athletes are going to find right at the finish line. So a nutrition plan can help you from when you start training for a marathon all the way to when you cross that finish line.
So if you are a carb addict, run a marathon. You can have as many as you want. As you can see, you're looking at the elite runners. It looks like there's some separation on the men's side. We'll come back, give you a summary of what's going on in the race as we continue our coverage of the 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. Los Angeles is also known as the City of Angels, and every now and then we hear of a story of someone whose actions resemble that of divine intervention. Today we celebrate someone who fits that description. He is the Honorable Craig Mitchell, a criminal court judge here in LA who began a running club on LA's Skid Row to train the homeless, parolees, and addicts on how to run marathons. Since he began the program back in 2014, Judge Mitchell has taken his club to run races in Rome and Jerusalem, but today they run in LA.
My involvement with the running club gives me the ability to impact lives in a way that I cannot as a judge.
The first day I went out with them, I knew I had found another passion, and I was running.
I came in the mission at 300 pounds, and Judge Mitchell came in, I'm starting a running club. I couldn't waddle down the street. I waddled down the street and just, oh God, I'm dying.
I started shooting at them. I seen them both fall right there in the driveway.
One horrendous act does not define a person in his or her entirety.
I just kind of thought, as a drug addict, this is my lot in life. But what running did is it gave me my fight back. It gives us our fight back.
If I would have stayed on the streets, I believe I would have been killed sooner or later.
You do not wake up one morning and say you're going to run a marathon. You have to be focused, you have to be disciplined.
He doesn't spend money on anything, nothing, except running shoes, plane trips.
35 years of drugs and addiction, 10 years sleeping on the streets of Skid Row, and here we are in Africa. Wow.
Whatever it takes, our running club is going to Rome.
It's such a big deal being here. It's an amazing thing.
Giving someone from Skid Row an opportunity to come to a glorious city, it gives them dignity, and that's what this is about.
Yeah, Judge Mitchell and his Skid Row Marathon team are out on the course today. And here they are now with Christina Pascucci.
A lot of the people who you run with now are people who are, I love you too, they were in your courtroom at one point, right?
Yes, they were. In fact, the person who got me to go to Skid Row in the very beginning was a gentleman that I sent to state prison.
Wow.
So, and probably a good number of our runners have long criminal histories, but that part of their lives is behind them now.
You are the prime example of running through transformation, service. What is your message to people?
My message to people is that every human being needs to be given a second chance. Some will seize it, some won't. But there are just so many good people that if you can support them, they can rehabilitate. They have a tremendous amount to offer our community.
I love that. Thank you so much for talking to us. Running and talking is really impressive. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, throw it back to you guys.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Christina. As we take a look at the women's elite fields, Julie, what are you seeing?
Well, I see two Americans up towards the front, including Brittany Charbonnet in the yellow hat. She's an American. She trains in Denver, Colorado. And the interesting thing about Brittany is not only is she an aspiring national class runner, but she's an actress and a comedian. She's kind of taken this double path in life, wants to be a great comedian, wants to be a great runner, and she looks really comfortable, as do all the women, including our champion, Helen Jeff Kurgat, She's on the left in the blue uniform, very tall, 6'2". She looks very comfortable. And what I'm seeing is all these women are bunched up together, tells me the pace is quite pedestrian, still filling each other out. We'll have to see what happens here in the next few miles if someone wants to go and really break this race open.
Right now they're running at 2:38 pace on a 2:25 course on a 2:25 day.
It's interesting, Tony, speaking with these women yesterday, they all seemed, antsy and really wanting to run a fast time. I don't see that here today, right now, at this point.
The problem is, we said earlier, once they can't find somebody to go, now no one wants to be the sacrificial lamb. So now that they've all decided to be tactical, they've established that pace, and that's the tenor of their particular race on this day. And the same thing's happening on the men's side.
Take a look at the course map where we can identify where exactly the women are.
Now their last mile, the 7th mile, 5:53. So they're heading out of downtown Silver Lake, entering Silver Lake actually. And I'm looking at the course layout on the side, and it's like a dead flat mile. So it's just like nobody's pushing it. And that all plays into the top guns. For instance, Charbonnet, she's a 2:51 marathon.
Right. And again, it's wonderful for, somebody like Brittany to get caught up with these elites and maybe get pulled to a faster time. But, the nature of this course and how lightning fast it is on the back half, I really think we're going to have a very enormous negative split today.
Can you tell anything by the gait? Can you tell if they're relaxed, or can you read into that?
I think they are tremendously relaxed, and when you have a pack that is this tightly bunched, you see somebody like a Jane Kibbe. I mean, she's tripping over herself to run this slow. This is, oftentimes in their training, this is slower than they run in practice. So yes, you can tell when they're tightly bunched, their shoulders are down, and you can even look at their legs. They're not turning over very quickly. That just tells me the real running has not begun.
Okay, we'll take a quick break, come back, check in on the men. In 2017, we here at KTLA lost an invaluable member of our team. Pat O'Keefe was not just KTLA's senior operations manager, but the man behind big productions like today's race. Pat was kind, generous, and the ultimate team player. This event was one of his favorites, and he is truly missed today. And you can send a shout out to runners today. You can see it right here on the screen. Text your shout out to 515151. Message and data rates apply, and you'll get a reply back from us to confirm your message. Early this morning, Justin Turner of the Los Angeles Dodgers helped kickstart this race as today's honorary race starter. Since signing with the Dodgers in 2014, Turner has produced some of the best seasons of his career, and in 2017 was instrumental in their first World Series appearance in 29 years. But perhaps Justin's biggest contribution since he arrived here in LA is his kindness and generosity through his very own Justin Turner Foundation. He has given back much to those in need right here in Los Angeles.
Hey, I'm Justin Turner, third baseman for the Los Angeles Dodgers. We're extremely excited to pair up with the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon this year for the first time. So the Justin Turner Foundation started about 3 years ago. Just being able to walk through a door in a hospital and seeing entire families light up because, you know, the city of Los Angeles is amazing, and to be, you know, a story that a kid can get to share for the rest of their lives, that, you know, a Dodger player came in and visited them, is something that I don't take lightly. I think it's really important for us as athletes to understand the impact that we can have off the field, you know, can last forever. A couple years ago, we opened up a whole floor for homeless veterans to bring them in off the street, put them through some programs, help them get their high school diplomas, help them get their college degrees, give them job training, counseling, therapy, whatever they need to make that adjustment back into everyday life. You know, for this marathon, to open up the doors of the parking lot, to run these races on Saturday and Sunday through the historic Dodger Stadium, it really is a great opportunity for you guys to come and participate in a great event that's raising money for people who are desperately in need of help, and to do it for a great cause, get your exercise in, and get to enjoy my favorite place in Los Angeles, Dodger Stadium, at the same time, is a pretty good deal.
And back here live as we take a look at the elite races. Julie, Heather Lyberg is just powering and staying in the pack.
She is, and the pace that the women are running, their last mile was right around 6 minutes. That's very doable for Heather. Her best time in the marathon is 2 hours 34 minutes. They're running 2 hours 37, that pace. So again, this is very comfortable for her. And as we mentioned earlier, she said this has been her best training to date. So I think she feels very comfortable leading. She does a lot of training on her own. So, you know, it's no big deal. We see the 3 Ethiopian women on the right of the screen, Ghetto, Tuni. Oh, we've got one woman cut off just a little bit, but I see them, DeSalen, there she is in the all blue. They are trying to find each other, which tells me they may be getting a little bit antsy and ready to really heat things up pace-wise. Tony, I see Jep Kurgat on the left of the screen, the tall woman, our defending champ in all blue. She seems very content to just sit there and run this, you know, easy pace.
Yeah, a lot of this early mileage, what you want to do is, some people are more comfortable on the left of the pack, in the center of the pack, on the right of the pack, in front of the pack, and behind the pack. Here they are at their aid stations. I think intelligently they put the tables in the middle of the street so that you can go on either side to grab your bottles. They were at the technical meeting last night, and everyone knew exactly which table their particular drink was going to be on. There are 6 elite tables strewn throughout this course, and then shortly there's going to be, every mile there's another table with all the water and all the Gatorade that all the 24,000 runners are having available as well.
And there you see our lead vehicle, the Sonic by Hyundai, the official automotive sponsor of the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. And then there were 5, 6, 7. Barno up from front there. As
Barno, our defending champion, his training partner, Dominic Ondoro, right behind him. They train in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I mean, interestingly enough, in the Skechers outfit right behind him, I'm looking for my notes because last night at dinner, we had Matt Turnbull, our elite athlete coordinator, saying, look out for this number A119, Darian Bonilla from Mexico, 31 years of age. And he's in that lead pack right now, and he's just trying to break 2:30. They hit the 8th mile in 41:32, a 5:04, 8th mile for men.
And the women, 6-minute miles, led by the Skechers Performance athlete and American, Heather Lyberg. she's got another American right off her shoulder, the taller woman with the white jersey. That's Joanna Reyes, 4th here last year. And as we mentioned earlier, with that 4th place finish, she also was given a 13-minute PR. And we were talking about how inspirational that was for Joanna, and how, you know, she woke up the day after the LA Marathon last year and said, you know what? I really want to take this seriously. I really want to be a contender at the 2020 Olympic trials, and, you know, she's on her way.
She ran for San Jose State when she was in college. And last year, she was actually balancing her running with pharmacy school and final exams. You talk about a full schedule.
All right, let's check in on mile 4 where Chris Burrows is standing by. Let's say good morning to Chris. How you doing, my man? With the women, are you surprised, Julie, that there are this many women packed together, that there hasn't been more separation?
Well, as we were talking about earlier, sometimes when you get a field that's this evenly matched, sometimes this is what happens. We have the cat and mouse games going on. No one really wants to lead because, again, the second half of the race is so fast. They're cognizant of that. They want to make sure that they have some run in their legs ready to take advantage of those big downhills. So in some ways, I'm surprised because the weather's so nice for a really fast pace. But in other ways, I'm not surprised that they're a nice, tight group.
All right, let's get it back out to mile 4. I think we've got Chris Burrows' mic back on. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning to you here. This is my favorite time of the morning. Mile 4, you get to see the beautiful sunlight reflecting on the curved pieces of metal right there, the Walt Disney Concert Hall. Mile 4, you still see smiles on the runners' faces, still in very good spirits. There's so many things that they're seeing as they run the marathon. So many landmarks, the Griffith Observatory, of course, then Capitol Records Building, Walk of Fame, the TCL Chinese Theater, the Hollywood sign. It's an opportunity to see it all and not be on a tour bus and not have to wait at any lights. Then they move on to the Sunset Strip in West Hollywood. It gets really neat when they go by the Pacific Design Center. And finally, we wrap through Beverly Hills, Westwood, Brentwood, and that incredible picture-perfect finish right there on Ocean Boulevard in Santa Monica, just north of the pier. They have so much to see. The smiles will change as we get into mile 5, 6, and all the rest of it. Guys, back to you.
I just love the energy of those drums. Please share with us your photos and post on Twitter by using hashtag GoRunLA so we can share some of those posts on screen here during the broadcast. Again, it's hashtag GoRunLA, presented by Princess Cruises. And welcome back. Many amazing stories among the 24,000 plus running in LA today. One of them is U.S. postal worker Johnny Jamison. After returning from his courageous service in the Vietnam War, Johnny struggled until he found running. On Sunday, Johnny will run in his 33rd consecutive LA Marathon, making him one of just a few to run in every race since it began back in 1986. Here's an excerpt from Mile 19, the award-winning documentary on Johnny Jamison.
In 1986, I ran my first marathon. And the coolest thing about my first marathon was I ran it backwards. I was out there so long, there was no one at the finish line. As a matter of fact, I finished in last place. How cool is that? That's what the marathon was about when we first was introduced to it. Get out there and do something crazy. I can remember the first day in Vietnam, a dude, he shot his foot off so he can go home. I saw that. And from then on, it was just crazy stuff happening. The marathon was just something that helped, just helped you grow. Because you're putting yourself through something and you done been through something that was probably tougher than this marathon. And hey, the marathon seemed like a piece of cake. It's not about how long you're out there, it's about completing the race. When you get to that 19-mile mark and you know you got 7 miles and you think about that, man, that's going to haunt you. That's going to tear you down. But you got to put that aside and just go.
Yeah, Johnny, just one of 144 runners today that have run in each of the 33 editions of the LA Marathon. A remarkable feat, a remarkable man, and Christina Pascucci caught up with him earlier today.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is Johnny Jameson, 70 years young.
Yes, ma'am.
Legacy runner. Turn around for a sec so we can see that. That's what this is all about. This is amazing. You come back year after year. What brings you back?
To stay in the game as a legacy runner, you got to stay in the game.
Slow and steady.
That's it. Just take it easy and make it to the finish line.
You've worked with the U.S. Postal Service for almost 50 years.
Yes.
You've been featured in a movie, Mile 19.
A documentary film called Mile 19.
About what?
About my life as me, my life as a postal worker, a Vietnam veteran, and someone that loves life.
You are an amazing man. You have quite the journey that you've had, interesting background. When you see people out here, what do you want them to know about you?
Well, it's a peaceful person. I'm just peaceful. I'm at peace with the planet and the universe. It's all about peace and love. That's all.
That it is. Peace and love. I love it. What's your goal moving through today? How are you gonna keep it going for 26.2 miles?
Well, like I've done for the last 32 years, just keep it moving, you know, and get there when I get there.
Isn't it hard to believe it's been 33?
It came so quick this year for some reason. Real quick this year.
I've been covering this just for a couple of years, and it seems like before you know it, you blink and it's back.
It's back again. That's how close it is.
We're happy to talk to you.
Thank
We're
you.
honored to know you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Kick
so
some
much.
butt today, okay?
All right, baby.
Going back to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, what a terrific story as we take a look at the elite field. Women still with a substantial pack, and the men look like they're down to 6. But let's focus in on the women, where the Americans are still very much in this thing.
They really are, but their pace continues to be relatively slow to a lot of these women's personal best. You know, they keep clicking off the 6-minute miles, which, again, we would expect everyone to still be in contention. Helen Jepkirkgard, you see her looking around. What's going on? Why isn't anybody coming with me? You know, she doesn't want to necessarily make the pace, but you can tell she's very curious as to what's going on here. She's the tall woman on the outside in the all blue.
One of the things you have to wonder about is sometimes in, Darren, when you're playing golf and people refer to the fact that I'm between clubs, right? It's not quite a 7-iron, it's not an 8-iron. Well, in running, distance especially, sometimes it's not your gear. In other words, you want to run your race, your pace, something that's most efficient for your body and your training. And not all of these women or men are running at a pace which is most comfortable, irrespective of the speed.
It's interesting because we've got a little bit of a cat and mouse game going on in the women's elite race, but the men seem like they're going for it, and it looks like we're down to 6 people now in that lead pack.
Right, that's Barno, our defending champion, in the lead. His training partner, the biggest man closest to the camera on our side, that's Dominic Ondoro. And last several miles, Julie, they've been trading off the lead, which is real testament to the fact that here are two guys that train together. They have a real advantage. They're both in pretty much the same shape. Ondoro knows that Barno's won this race, so he's just going to tag along, help him out. I think they have an advantage. Weldon Curry, the Skechers athlete, he's in the yellow. Daniel Limo, our 2015 champion, in the orange right alongside him. Adahana, the Ethiopian, tucked in the middle. And then the Mexican kid who was a late entrance in the race, that's Darian Bonilla, I believe, who's also filling out that lead pack. So 6 men strong, last several miles, still not under 5-minute pace, so they're not quite getting after it.
Now, I really like what Adahana and Limo are both doing. They're invisible. I often, as a coach, tell runners in the first part of the race, be invisible. Do not make yourself known, save your energy, tuck in, let somebody else do the work. So I do agree that the training partner situation with Barno and Ondoro is an advantage, but I also think that going along for the ride with these veterans is also a good tactic to take this morning.
You know, and throughout the morning, we've been asking everybody to share with us your photos, your post on Twitter by using hashtag GoRunLA so we can share some of these posts on screen here during the broadcast. Again, hashtag GoRunLA presented by Princess Cruises. The Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon returns right after this.
Today's race is the pinnacle of what's been an awesome few months for the sport of running here in LA, thanks to the many great programs and events supported by the Concours Endurance Group. For 8 weeks, more than 17,000 students participated in the LA Unified School District Beyond the Bell program, where kids both trained and learned the importance of healthy eating habits. Then last Sunday, they ran their 26th and final mile of the training program at Dodger Stadium. On Friday, the Health and Fitness Expo at the LA Convention Center welcomed more than 45,000 athletes. And then yesterday, 4,500 came to participate in both the LA Half K Kids Run and the LA Big 5K, the third and final stage of the Triple 5K Tour in LA for those runners who ran the Santa Monica Classic and the Pasadena 5K. All were rewarded with a special medal for completing the trifecta. The sport of running is alive and well here in LA.
Oh, and you can send a shout out to runners. You can send out a shout out to runners today, and you can see it right here on your screen. Text your shout out to 515151. Message and data rates apply, and you'll get a reply back from us to confirm your message. And Julie, what are you seeing here? The women elite?
I see a dozen women just kind of hanging out, running 5:55 miles, 6-minute miles, which again is very, very comfortable for their ability.
And it looks like the men are about to pass them up.
They are, yeah. We're right at a little bit past
Limo.
11, I think, and Daniel Limo's coming up to join that pack of women, possibly.
Now, in the past, this used to be the gender challenge. This was about 10 miles down the line. And about 12, 15 miles down the line. We had to come down to like 10 seconds back in 2006 when there were 2 women in front still battling for the lead as we're coming up Flower for the final stretches when the race was going on downtown. And then he had a Kenyan guy who was coming strong, Benson Chirono, who came within 10 seconds but couldn't quite gun him down. It was very exciting. And there he goes, screaming by him. That's Weldon Karui. So our 2015 champion in the orange, Daniel Limo. Our 2016 champion, Weldon Karui, right behind him. There is Gebra Adedana, who is in Ethiopia. Barno in the long sleeves, our defending champion, the littler of the long sleever. His training partner, Dominic Ondoro, right alongside him. The men are running 5:05 and 5:07 the last couple of miles. Just to give you an idea, their 11th mile split, they passed in 56:54. In the record year of 2011, they passed it in 52:47. 4 minutes faster.
And it looks like there's been some separation there. One of the men trails off in the light blue, Tony. I don't know if you saw it. He's just outside
the light blue,
screen.
Steven Girorge. He's number 16. I was talking about the Mexican guy, but I took a closer look, and it's Steven Girorge, who was bib number 16. But interestingly enough, his older brother, Simon Girorge, was the 2012 Los Angeles Marathon champion.
And it looks like Limo has decided that he wants to get things going a little bit.
Yeah, Limo, everyone talked about what good shape he was in. He had stomach problems last year in this race, and he got a close second place finish, but he was sort of damaged goods down San Vicente. Well, he looks pretty good today. And it's Gebra Adehana, the 2:06 man, right behind him. Barno in third place, Karui in fourth, and Ondoro now in fifth with Jorge off the back. And this is where the business seems to be getting serious, Julie.
And I'm not surprised that Adehana is answering the challenge of Limo. You know, he's got that 2:06.21 personal best, which you mentioned is so unique, came in his debut. He's run certainly some good marathons since then, but not quite that fast. But Limo's challenge has been answered. And, you know, again, Tony, we were told last night by multiple people that Daniel Limo's in very good shape. And, you know, sometimes when you have multiple races with stomach problems, that tells me a lot of times it can be a diaphragm cramp, you know, and sometimes that will come back. So I'm going to keep an eye on him and see if he struggles with that again today.
It's interesting. We began the day talking about the big storyline. We have the last 3 champions on the men's side going up against one another. But the other storyline that we've been tracking, the rivalry between the Kenyans and the Ethiopian, and that's starting to play out in the front.
When you take a look at the top 100 times run in the calendar year, over 90 traditionally have been run by either Kenyans or Ethiopians, but usually about like 62 or 63% by Kenya and around 32 or 33% by the Ethiopians. But at the very, very top of the line, it's a very close contest. Eliud Kipchoge from Kenya is the best marathoner in the world, but Kenenisa Bekele is right behind him, and they'll be running him next month at the London Marathon. It should be exciting as well.
You see the 2015 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon champion, Daniel Limo, in the orange shirt. And he has decided about a mile ago to quicken the pace. And he stretched out that pack.
Yeah, very nice running, elegant running, Julie, in many ways. Adahana, very efficient.
Absolutely. I really like his stride. It's a little bit shorter than Limo's. Limo's a little bit more bouncy, but Adahana is very, very efficient.
All right, while we're looking at the elite runners, let's go back and check on some of the others out there. Back to Chris Burrows at mile 4.
You know, oh yeah, give me just one here, right? You've got to take a high five picture. There we go. Right down there on Hill Street is when things start to get a little difficult because they're going uphill. And that's when you start to feel the music of the Koshin Taiko drummers. There you go. Have a good one. High five. There they are. They've been here each and every year. The last few, they've really become such a popular thing because when you're coming up this hill, you need that motivation. And you can feel those drums vibrating the street underneath your feet. You're coming uphill and you've made it. And that's when they start to get happy here as they then start to go along by the music center and they get the water stations. They get a bit of a break. So this is an awesome moment when you feel that music and you've made it to the top of one of the bigger hills here in the course. Guys.
Thank you very much, Chris. I think it's the first time I've ever seen somebody do a selfie in their live shot. The elite athletes are halfway home, and right behind them, the 24,000. You're watching the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. Yeah, this is the third year of our partnership between Skechers Performance and the Los Angeles Marathon. Skechers is the true American success story. What started in a garage in Manhattan Beach is now the second largest athletic footwear brand in the world. We caught up with their co-founder and president, Michael Greenberg.
Welcome to LA, a town where inspiration meets determination and anything is possible.
It's a healthy place to live. Everybody in Southern California, they're athletic, they're outdoors, and they're talented, and they're into fitness. I wouldn't set up shop anywhere other than Southern California. We just love it.
25 years ago in a small garage in Manhattan Beach.
It was on the beach on 26th Street, Manhattan Beach.
The SoCal soul of the Skechers brand was born.
Feels like yesterday, but we've come a long way.
And although the Kicks Company is now the second largest shoe shop in the country, President Michael Greenberg insists
we run the company like a family business, and I don't think we'll ever get away from that. It's so important. We're not just hired CEOs to run a company. The passion remains today as if it was day one. And we're going to continue that. It's a lot of fun.
Now, with millions of shoes produced, the South Bay brand is going from casual to competitive.
Just grown from a little shoe company here based in the South Bay, and 6-7 years ago decided that we wanted to become a performance brand, hence the Los Angeles Marathon.
It was a leap of faith, to be sure, but an important one for the evolution of Skechers.
You grow out of necessity, and the consumers, if they don't like the product, they don't come back, and they come back time and time again, and they trust us. We're excited about the future.
Possibility is the cornerstone of the future and the common building block linking Skechers with the LA Marathon. Realizing those possibilities requires inspiration and determination, admirable traits found in a town where anything is possible.
Yeah, Skechers still based here in Los Angeles in Manhattan Beach, just a few miles south of today's finish line. As we take a look at the runners making their way up that hill. And of course, the elite races that are playing out up front. And Daniel Limo back in front, leading what is now down to 4.
Yes, and that is Limo, the 2015 champion. Behind him, Gebra Adahana from Ethiopia, the 2:06 man at his best. That is Weldon Karui on the right, who's our 2016 champion, and on his shoulders our 2017 defending champion, Alicia Barno. So all three of our past champions are there with the newcomer, Adahana from Ethiopia. And he feels like the lonely Ethiopian in this East African crowd of Kenyans. But this is pretty much the tradition. This is the numbers of the game. The Ethiopians every bit as good as the Kenyans, but they're not nearly as deep as their stable. But Adahana looks great. But all these other guys have the big advantage that they know exactly where on this course they are.
And on the women's side, it looks like Kiprgat is starting to go to the front now and exert her experience. Of course, the defending champion on the women's side.
Right, and she doesn't mind leading, although, as you can see, she's not really creating any daylight between her and the other women. There's 3 Ethiopians right behind her, and Dira Tune. She's very much of a veteran. Here we have the wheelchair finish.
And we can get...
Always hard to get their bibs until they...
Looks like Kriga Shabort
Oh.
in his 5th title. Kriga now in his mid-50s and yet still one of the dominant athletes on the planet in his wheelchair competition. Won it 4 years in a row from 2020 to 2013. He's been here before, but hadn't been on the winning podium in those ensuing years. But this year, at 2018, the great Kriga Shabort from down in Rome, Georgia, takes the title again.
And now the Ethiopian has
strides to
gone
the
back
front. Now, traditionally, and Julie can testify to this, the Ethiopians are more known for sitting and kicking. They've got great finishing speed, and normally the Kenyans are driven crazy by the Ethiopians just letting the Kenyans do all the work, and then at the end of the race, the Ethiopian goes screaming by. But you got to say it, he's done his share of the work already in this race.
Absolutely, but let's not forget his personal best is the superior of those, you know, and possibly he may feel this pace is, you know, pretty easy for him. But, you know, they have been going back and forth, and now Limo wants to lead.
5:07 that last 14th mile. So again, a little bit after 2 miles, under 5 minutes, the first 2 miles under 5-minute pace we've had in the race. We are now back in mile 14 to a 5:07 as they go by Sunset Plaza.
On the women's side, you know, just about 20 seconds ago, we saw 3 Ethiopian and 2 Kenyan create a little bit of pack and maybe have a 10-meter lead on the rest of the field. Now the 2 Americans, Heather Lyberg, the Skechers performance athlete on the left. You can see her long blonde ponytail, and Joanna Reyes on the right. She's very tall. They've clawed their way back into this group.
And there you see our lead vehicle, the Ioniq by Hyundai, the official automotive sponsor of Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon.
I love Barno got the extra large shirt at the expo because it's flopping all over him. I wonder if you got a singlet underneath that and at some point he's going to take it off.
I thought for sure at this point they would have taken that long sleeve shirt off. Certainly they've got to be a little bit warm. I know it's beautiful temperature out, but I thought for sure that long sleeve would have been gone. I saw Barno ditch his gloves at about mile 7, but got that long sleeve on still.
They're still on 2:14 marathon pace on the men's side and still in the mid-2:30s for the women, which means that there's going to be plenty of run through Brentwood and down San Vicente. Last year we saw that Barno put away Limo with a 4:40 25th mile, and I think we're in line for some of that later this morning rather, as Barno now has gone to lead. Every one of these guys except Weldon Karui on the right in the Skechers outfit, he's answered every call, but he's never really initiated one of these searches.
Please share with us your photos and post on Twitter by using the hashtag #GoRunLA so we can share some of these posts on screen here during the broadcast. Again, it's hashtag #GoRunLA presented by Princess Cruises. The Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon returns right after.
Neighborhood Spotlight, brought to you by Purple Bricks. Today's marathon course winds its way through the heart of Beverly Hills. What started as ranch land that farmed lima beans evolved into the nation's most famous zip code. Today, its real estate values stand as the highest in all of LA County. The median price per square foot for a 4-bedroom home in Beverly Hills, $1,195.
Hey, send a shout out to a runner today, and you can see it right here on your screen. Text your shout out to 515151. Message and data rates apply. You'll get a reply from us to confirm your message. Today's text to screen, driven by your helpful Southern California Honda dealers.
Darren, another thing we can recommend as we look at our course map is you can go to the App Store on your phone and get the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon app, and you can follow your runner, get points of interest, music, sweepstakes, got it all on there. It's really a good app.
And here we take a look at the men elite, who are now down to 4. 3 champions from 2017, 2016, 2015, along with the Ethiopian, who is battling a traditional rivalry when it comes to marathon running.
Yeah, we've picked it up. 4:45 for that 15th mile with Barno on the left in the lead, Karui in the Skechers yellow, Adahana, Ethiopia in the blue, and 2015 champion Daniel Limo in the orange. And again, they're about a minute or so under last year's pace when they finished in 2:11:52. So they're about high 2:10s right now, so bringing it down, and they're going to go faster than that, Julie, because the racing is still ahead.
I think so too, and as we mentioned, the back half of this course is so wonderful. It's lightning fast, heading to cooler temperatures, and we've, last year, as you mentioned, we had a 4:40 mile in mile 25, so I really think that we're going to see some quicker miles as this race unfolds.
And with all those downhill miles, it's gradual downhill, it's not severe downhill. It elevates your hips perfectly for spinning your stride. It doesn't take a lot of energy to really spin off sort of quick pace on this kind of layout.
Yeah, it's a wonderful grade. I know from years past covering it from the motorcycle standpoint, you're just looking backwards on the course and you're just like, wow, this would be tremendous to run the last 5 to 6 miles on this road.
Jeb Kurgat and Ghetto now in a lead in the women's race, but there's, a little bit of a push. It looks like Heather Lyberg is now suffering the effects of that last mile. And that's what it is. It's the pace. The men are surging back and forth. Right. Classic Kenyan tendencies. They'll ease back and then they'll push, ease back and push. They never settle into a pace.
Right.
Where the women seems to be just a war of attrition.
Well, and right now the women seem to have put their foot on the gas pedal. They ran their fastest mile 5:40 at mile 13. And, Heather Lyberg was, really trying to fight to hang on to that pack of 5 women there. But I think this may be the injection of pace that determines our main pack. And I believe this group of 5, we're going to see our winner come from this group. Sula Ghetto has kind of inched her way to the front, just one step away from our defending champion on the right, Helen Jep Kurgat. And I really like Ghetto's resume. She's a relatively new marathoner, but she's got incredibly quick track credentials to back this up.
And it seems like Barno just keeps wanting to push, and then if they chase him down, then he backs in. He settles in.
Well, it's what it is. It's like this is the jab in boxing. The metaphor is the jab. I mean, he's got that jab out there. He's just keeping them at bay, keeping them on their toes, not letting them settle in and find their rhythm. He's trying to upset their rhythm constantly. So at the end, when he makes a big surge, he's reading how they respond to these mini surges. Look at him. He looks over. He's looking at their eye, looking at their face, see the way they carry their arms, see if their arms are coming more across their body, which is a sign of fatigue. All those little nuances that you look for the signs that fatigue is starting to really play a role in the pack. We're still before the 20-mile mark. So again, the first half of a marathon, traditionally, they always say, all your training until the 20-mile mark, that's the first half of the marathon. The last 10K, the last 6 miles, that's the second half of the marathon. So we're still in the first half, metaphorically.
We would like to invite everybody to check out Princess Cruises Finish Line Camera Live, streaming today at KTLA.com. Try to catch your friends and loved ones cross the finish line today, or go to KTLA after the race to watch them break the tape. Back with more right after this. And you're looking at our lead vehicle that are following the women's elite race, the Sonata by Hyundai, the official automotive sponsor of the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon.
Well, we've seen a little bit of a change here in the women. We've got 5, including Sula Ghetto, who likes to have that one step on our defending champion, Helen Jepkirgat, on the right. In between them is Sahai Dasalian. She is a very good marathoner, has a PR of 2:28.55. We expected her to be around. But one woman we have not mentioned is on the right hand of your screen, the bright pink top. That is Semen Eschenbel, a recent American citizen. She's grew up and trained and reticulated in Ethiopia, but recently became an American citizen. So we do have an American in this top pack.
Yes, and she lives in Albuquerque with her husband, Abibi Yimmer, also an Ethiopian-born guy, American. I met him in the early 2000s in his hometown of Asela, Ethiopia, when he was a teenager. And now he's over here. I was talking with his wife, Semen, just last night. She dropped out of this race in 2016, was 14th in 2015, but she's had the best training she's ever had. This February, she ran a 1:14 half marathon in Alabama. She trains with the 2015 Boston Marathon champion, Caroline Rotich. She is definitely taking a big step up in her career in Los Angeles this morning.
She keeps very good company if she's with Rotich training. We also see the Skechers Performance athlete on the left hand of your screen. She's very tiny, but every once in a while you can see her yellow top. That is Jane Kibbe. She trains often in Northern California and would love to win a race here in her adopted state of California.
Her daughter is with her also in the race today. 5 years old, and she was born on Boston Marathon Day 5 years ago. So there's a connection there as well. Man on the right, now Weldon Kirui, 2016 champion. That was a warm day, and he ran 2:13.06 to take the victory. But victory is victory. But he's run so well here in the past. It's not just that he had a victory here. He's been on the podium 3 straight years. Kirui, well, he's been at this race 4 years. He won it in 2016. He was 4th last year. He was 4th in 2013, and he was 2nd in 2012. So this guy is really lucky. He could close his eyes to run this course.
And Darren, they're on my favorite street in the world. I'm pretty jealous right now.
Yeah, you could stop by Chanel.
Absolutely.
Pick up a purse.
5:36 for that 16th mile for women.
The fastest mile of the day, and like I said, foot on the gas pedal. They just keep cranking it and cranking it and cranking it, and I think that's why we're only seeing these 5 women on the screen now. The pace has just become a little bit too hot, although, you can see back there in 6th place the American Joanna Reyes, and I'm pretty impressed that she's this close. She's keeping her composure. She looks good, getting her elite athlete fluid back there in the white top. But Helen Jepkirgat, she's been a fixture at the front of this race. And remember, it's about this point last year where she broke away.
15 miles. 15 miles is where she took the lead and then won by 2 minutes over Jane Kibbe, who's in the back. She grabbed her aid there, and so now she's working her way back up to this pack. It's always like action points on the course when you come to these aid stations. Some people choose to take their bottle or take them more efficiently. Other people, don't, and they fall off, and then you got to use a little bit of power to get yourself back in line.
Well, Tony, I think it's really important to practice that. We used to have a group of athletes run on the track in a big pack and just have a table at random spots and try to grab your water and have the other athletes in the way. And I think it's a skill that can be pretty important to master.
Yeah, because now Jane Kibbe is making sure she's holding on to that bottle, wiping her nose, and she's got 2 or 3 steps behind.
She's going to have to work a little bit now.
Right. So, energy that she could have used to make a tactical surge is now having to be used just to reattach to this 4-woman pack in front of her. And that's, at the end of the day, the marathon, Darren, is a fuel management game, just like the Indy 500. it's about how you don't have enough fuel to go the whole distance, so you got to really manage it properly throughout these 26.2 miles. It's 17 miles, Julie said, smack dab in the heart of Beverly Hills. Helen Chepkergott doesn't use her arms whatsoever. I always refer to that as the praying mantis sort of form. But she's so tall, if she would ever do a little bit of weight work, do a little back strengthening, use her arms to drive a little more, like Ghetto in second place, has a much more traditional arm carriage.
Well, Tony, you know who I'm not seeing is Dira Tuney.
Dira Tuney, right.
Right, I really thought this would be, continue her comeback story. And again, she may still go on to run as well as she has in the past, but it doesn't look like she was able to stay with this pack so far today.
No, 5 women in a line. Chepkergott, our defending champion, making her way smoothly. She really kind of hit on the side of the pack and the right side of the pack for the first 10 miles or more of this race. Only when she wanted to did she come to the front. And again, she's not turning the screw hard, but she's relentlessly turning the screw tighter and tighter, and one by one they're falling off.
And look at her, she knows how to win, and she loves podiums. We're seeing all her victories here on the screen, but if we were to see some of her other races, they would be second place, third place. So this woman has mastered the podium.
You talked about her height. Obviously, she has longer legs. Does that give her somewhat of an advantage?
It can, but if you took the last 4 Olympic gold medalists in the marathon, they come in all shapes and sizes. They typically come from the same part of the world, but a lot of times we'll have the shorter, really tiny marathoners that do really well, and then as Chepkergott is proving, she's very tall, and it is making her stride work for her.
It looks like on the men's side we're down to 3, Tony.
It looks like we've lost Limo unless he's up ahead. That's Weldon Kirui. He's the Skechers athlete in the yellow. Gebra Adahana in the middle from Ethiopia, and our defending champion Alicia Barno on the closest to the camera. And that's Beverly Hills we're still seeing. They're running through, and Limo is not in this picture. That much we know, but we don't know if he's to the right of the picture. There he is. He's to the left of the picture, which is the worst of the places to be. And so that's 10 little Indian game here, and one by one they drop off. And so this pack, and now it looks like Barno's starting to suffer. As Weldon Kirui, who didn't do much of the work in the first half of this race, has now gone and pushed it just a little bit, and he's got rid of Daniel Limo.
Yeah, so Limo looks like he's about just eyeballing at 2 to 3, maybe even 4 seconds back now.
A fantastic shot from Sky 5 provided by Tim Lynn. As you see things starting to splinter a little bit.
And look at Adahana running the tangents of this race. That's very smart. He certainly is a veteran, running the shortest distance. And again, I just really like his efficiency and how easy he looks.
He's in the same training group as Asule Ghetto, one of the women. And
Tony, I know that you spoke with Adahana's manager and said that 2017 was almost a perfect year for him. He was 5th in Toronto.
Yeah, 5th in Toronto to finish the year, but he won in Marrakesh, Morocco in 2:08, and he also won in Prague in the Czech Republic, also in 2:08. So his Johnny DiMadonna, his manager, said a perfect year except for that 5th place in Toronto.
Right.
Little sewing machine, isn't he? Just
really
boom, 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 boom. Very efficient. And he's pressing it without looking like he's pressing it.
And again, he has the advantage. He's run 2:06 for the marathon. He's been at this pace before in the late stages of a race. So this is in his wheelhouse for sure.
Another one of those inside things, Darren, is that one of the guys that was supposed to make his marathon debut at this race today was the 2011 World Cross Country Champion and bronze medalist at the World Track Championships at 10,000 meters. That's a big-time credential. A guy named Amani Merga from Ethiopia. He trains with Adahana. Well, the manager said Adahana was putting the wood to him in training, and Merga says, well, I'm not going because I can't even beat the guy I'm training with. So that's a testament. We know what kind of shape this guy's in because he's beaten the former World Cross Country Championship champion in training.
And now we've got 2 people in the screen. Now
Barno's right there.
Barno's right there.
The last couple of miles, Julie, that Barno's looking a little bit more ragged.
Well, I had mentioned earlier that he was going to get rid of those long sleeves, but you all both pointed out he can't because his bib is on that long sleeve. I'm really wondering why he wore that. It may seem like a little thing, but man, it's just, you want to get your skin exposed as much as you can in the late stages of a marathon to just stay cool.
He was born in Tigray, to the north of Ethiopia. And
He's wearing the strain on his face a little bit as Barno.
Yeah, you can just start, once you start seeing the features, and you can look at Kirui dig in. You see him dig in. You can't tell Adahana has changed anything.
Nothing.
You can see the response in the body language of the other two.
Right.
That's how you know when Adahana is starting to turn that screw tighter.
Yeah, Adahana, it really looks nice and easy, but Kirui has a determination, and we've seen him do it before.
Yeah, but that's the point. You don't want to go all in.
I don't think you want to be determined right now, because you got to be determined for a long time.
Kirui said he was in top form. Now he doesn't run well in Houston. Houston has a tremendous marathon and half marathon every January. The Olympic trials were in 2016 here in Los Angeles. Well, the Olympic trials for the United States Marathon was in 2012, was in Houston. And in Houston this year at the half marathon, Weldon Kirui only ran 1:04 in 11th place. So he never runs well in Houston, but he always uses it well to run well when he comes to Los Angeles, and he's doing it again today. In fact, this week, for the second year in a row, Weldon Kirui visited one of the SRLA student programs, and he signed autographs, had pictures taken, so he's really done a lot of great community service as a former champion of the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon, and we applaud him for that.
And we've been asking people throughout the morning to share with us your photos and posts on Twitter by using hashtag GoRunLA, so we can share those posts on screen here during the broadcast. Again, it's hashtag GoRunLA, presented by Princess Cruises. The Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon returns right after this.
Audi Presense can help prepare for, and in some cases help prevent collisions faster than, well, you. Progress is amplifying your instincts. Audi Presense, found in the Audi Q5. Get an exceptional offer at your local Audi dealer.
Spring Fever, you got it, the kids got it, and so does the OC 405 RV show. So get on down to the show and get out of town. It's the OC 405 Spring Fever RV show going on right now at Mike Thompson. You got to come down to Mike Thompson RV and get what I got, a Class C. And you're not going to believe this price.
OC 405 Spring Fever RV Show and Sunday. Free parking, free admission. Don't miss a moment. Fountain Valley 405 between Euclid and Brookhurst. MikeThompson.com.
They said he was too old. They said she couldn't compete. They said we couldn't compete. Skechers Performance athletes choose greatness. Title sponsor of the 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon, the Go Run Forza 3. Skechers Performance, choose greatness.
More and more people are finding themselves in a Chevrolet for the first time. Trying something new can be exciting, empowering, downright exhilarating. See for yourself why Chevrolet is the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall.
Current qualified select competitive owners and lessees can get this Chevy Malibu for around $179 a month or $5,500 total cash allowance on most 2018 Malibu models when you purchase.
Welcome back. Send a shout out to a runner today. You can see it right here on your screen. Text your shout out to 515151. Message and data rates apply. You can get a reply back from us to confirm your message. Today's text to screen is driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. Wow, what a scene. Beautiful picture of all the runners making their way throughout the city. And there you see Justin Turner's wife, Courtney. There's Justin taking a picture of his newlywed. They got married this past off season. And his wife is running the stadium portion of the Stadium to Sea Challenge. Back to the front of the men's elite race, and now it looks like we're down to 3.
Yes, we are. Barno, defending champion, in back, riding the heels of Gebra Adahana from Ethiopia with Weldon Kirui in the yellow in the Skechers outfit. And they've been sort of tied together as our 2015 champion Daniel Lemo fell off about a mile ago. They passed 35 kilometers, which is 30 kilometers, which is 18.6 miles. just a second ago, and they did it 1:35 flat, which means they are right on 2:13 marathon pace.
As we take a look at the course map, and we'll show you where the runners are, the elite runners are right now, as Tony mentioned. You see the elite men and the elite women.
Century City is where they're passing right now. On the left will be Century City. And they're heading into Westwood. Westwood's 20 miles.
It's amazing watching these three men. I'm watching Daniel Karuri, the leader, the Skechers performance athlete. He has looked over at Adahana probably once every 400 meters. I don't know if he's just measuring him, trying to get some information, but boy, he is checking him out all day.
You saw on that map there, you saw the blue, that stands for boys, the red are the ladies. And that's our live map that indicates where the runners are on the course at this moment.
Yeah, they ran a 4:58 their last mile, and it's all slightly downhill. I mean, it's perfectly downgrade. It's not a hill, it's just downgrade or flat from this point forward. So always run their fastest 10K split in the final 10K of the race. There's sort of a larger picture of where these guys are. But Adahana, I think, Julie, is actually controlling this pace right here, even though he's got two former champions right on his hips.
And we certainly do. You know, you mentioned it. It's 20 miles to a 10K run, or 20-mile run to a 10K race, and so we're getting into that part of the race at this point. So I think we're going to see what Adahana is made of. Again, he just quickened the pace just a little bit. He's got about a half a meter on these guys, and it looks like Karui's answering.
Yeah.
But he's working awful hard to do it.
Now, Karui in his winning year of 2016 sat on Willie Kutille's fellow countryman from Kenya the entire way and then busted him in the last mile and a half. But that was a little bit more casual of pace on a much warmer day. The temperature is still under 50 degrees Fahrenheit, just under 10 degrees Celsius. And Weldon Karuri, we can see he's had 3 top 4 finishes here in LA and also been the champion. Second to the Grandma's Marathon in Duluth in 2016. Nairobi's marathons run at 7,000 feet altitude. But this guy knows how to win. Barno does too, but Adahana's won a bunch of stuff, and I was just looking at his personal best. At 5,000 meters, he's a 13:18 5,000 meter man. He's run 28 flat for 10,000 meters, 1 hour flat for the half marathon, and 2:06:21 for the marathon. Telling me he's better suited to the longer distances, because an hour flat and a 2:06 is better than a 28 minute 10,000.
Absolutely, yep. And I mean, we continue to talk about how easy this looks, and you know, there are differences in people's form, but Adahana's form is so efficient.
Yeah, just look at the head roll of Barno. Look at the arm is like, it's almost like a whip. That left arm is whipping. And just look how of a piece you could say that Adahana is. Lower body, upper body, everything seems to be of a piece. But now the Kenyans are going to it. Maybe they're listening to us and said, enough of that nonsense, and to prove us wrong. It's a great strategy. It's a chess match.
We should mention also that Adahana is the youngest of the 3 runners. He's 25 years old. Alicia Barno, the defending champ, is 32. And Weldon Karui is 29. When you think about marathon runners, is there a peak age? Is there a prime age?
You've got Kenyans and Ethiopians who are 18 years old running 2:04. I mean, so they
is it a younger man's sport?
Well, for them. For Americans and Western Europeans and the Japanese and the South Americans rather, it's usually the late 20s, early 30s as their peak years. It's a strength event.
All right, let's check in with Liberty Chan, who's out at mile 11, I believe. Good morning, Liberty.
Good morning, guys. Yes, we are in the heart of Hollywood, mile 11 over there. We have a DJ, Angel City Breweries here. Take a look behind me. We have a ton of runners just taking it down. They are just tearing it up right now. They have a lot of energy and they are booking by. So they feel good, they look good. There's a lot of energy out here and a lot of fans. With me here, I have Gina. She has been out here since early this morning. You have your son, Noah, and you're tracking Noah. Tell me about that. Yeah, so the app is awesome on your phone. You can totally track him. He's just passing mile 10 right now. We're going to cheer him on. I've got my daughters over there who made signs this morning, and he's been training for 6 months, so we're out here to support him. Why is he running? You know, he was a cross-country runner in high school, and a friend of his at work said, let's do the marathon. So they started training 6 months ago. So you and your 3 daughters, 4 daughters?
I have 2 daughters and my 2 nieces here, along with my sister. And they made signs last night to cheer them on, and yeah, it's been a great time.
I love it, I love it. So a lot of people out here to support all of the athletes. That is the very latest from the heart of Hollywood here
18.
on Hollywood Boulevard at Orange. And you guys should come out here. All right, that is the very latest. Back to you.
Thank you, Liberty. Quickly, let's get it over to Christina Pascucci, who is running with a number of the citizen
Good
runners.
morning. It has been so awesome hearing the stories of the different people who are racing the marathon. We're with Courtney Adams, fellow Trojan. Fight on!
Fight on, Trojans!
You have done 26 LA marathons, 40 total marathons, and you want it. What is your goal with it?
My goal is to be the longest consecutive running female of the LA Marathon. So
There
I show
has
up
been.
every year.
That is impressive. I mean, even doing one, let alone how many you've done. There are some things that have happened over the years to try to stop you from getting. What's the closest you've ever come to almost missing a marathon?
Well, one year a friend promised to drive me to the start line and her alarm didn't go off. And then I got a little nervous in planning the birth of my child.
Yeah.
And I had a C-section 8 weeks before the marathon 3 years ago.
That is insanity.
That's a couple close calls, but
I think we have a picture.
Wow, what a story. Hey, please share with us your photos and posts on Twitter by using the hashtag GoRunLA so we can share some of those posts on screen during our broadcast. Again, it's hashtag GoRunLA presented by Princess Cruises Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. Back in a moment.
Range Rover Velar. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Next up, another shopper who didn't overpay for designer glasses, and all because she went to America's Best. Allison is sporting 7 For All Mankind designer frames, which she just picked up alongside some striking Sofia Vergara's. She got both pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for just $69.95. Work it, girl. Okay, work it a little less maybe. It's not just a better deal, it's America's Best. Hurry, sale ends Saturday.
Here at BJ's Restaurants, we've been serving up a one-of-a-kind brewhouse experience for nearly 40 years. From our California spin on Chicago-style deep dish pizza to our world-famous Pizookie desserts and award-winning handcrafted beers, we obsess over bringing you nothing but good times. And now, we're bringing you those same good times at an even better price, with $10 off when you spend $40. Visit bjsrestaurants.com for offer.
Ready for another big day, Bill?
Yes, Cerritos. At Cerritos Auto Square, everything's big, from selection to savings. In fact, 2017 was our biggest year ever, so we're celebrating with what could be our biggest sale ever. Want big savings on a big selection? Not to mention a big trade-in price for your used car? You know where to go.
Yes, Cerritos.
The biggest year ever sale, now at Cerritos Auto Square, where everything, and we mean everything, is big.
Yes, CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Look at that scene. 24,000 runners making their way through the streets of Los Angeles for the 33rd annual Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. Take a look at the women elite field and the men on the right, and Weldon Kirui is powering his way, but he's got company.
Champions everywhere. On the men's side, 2016 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon champion Weldon Kirui. Second in 2012, fourth last year, fourth in 2013. He's leading the way in the 21st mile of the men's race. Adahana from Ethiopia, who was leading the last several miles, in second. 2017 defending champion Alicia Barno in third. How about the women, Julie?
Well, Helen Chepkurgat finds herself in a familiar spot in the lead. She was our winner last year. Last year at this point, she had over a minute lead, and that grew to almost 2 minutes. I don't think that's going to be the case this morning. She does look very good. She's got company in Sula Ghetto. Sula Ghetto is a young Ethiopian, was a star as a youngster. I believe she was a world junior champion on the track in the 5,000 meters, has the track credentials to back this race up. And Sahai Desaillian's right with her, another Ethiopian. Her personal best is 2:28.35. These women currently are running 2:35 pace. So a relatively easy pace for them. We can see on the right hand of the screen, just a meter behind, is Jane Kibbe. Jane Kibbe was our runner-up last year, trains in California, and would love to take the top of the podium.
As we look at our history charts, we can see that Sahai Desaillian from Ethiopia in January in Houston was 5th place in that race in 2:32. She called her recovery good, but when I asked her what her condition was for this race, she said 50-50.
I watched her yesterday answer your question, and you know what? She had a little smile on her face.
So there you go.
Yeah.
But you know, she's only won one marathon in her career, and that was in France in 2013. So she does not, in the past, she hasn't shown the ability to win, whereas we have Ghetto, Helen, and Kibbe all have.
And Tony, their last 3 miles have been 5:40, 5:37, and mile 20 was 5:40 again. So this is serious marathon pace after the first 15 miles were right at 6-minute pace. They're really taking advantage of this downhill. But again, 4 women, and it's anyone's race at this point.
At what point do you really start pushing?
Well, it kind of depends. You know, they're feeling each other out. It depends on your credentials. It depends on how you're feeling.
It's not the distance. I asked Frank Shorter, the Olympic gold medalist in Munich in 1972. He took the leader on 9 miles in that race very early. And I said, Frank, how did you decide to make the move then? He says, it told me. The race, the circumstances right then told me that the move was to be made now. You read your own strength, you read the strength of those around you, and that's why there's all that dialogue, unspoken dialogue that goes into a lead pack, where you're trying to discern not only your strength, but the strength of others. And all of a sudden, the moment, you become aware of the moment, and it's at hand, and either you grab it or you don't.
And Darren, when you're running in a pack, you can feel how the competitors are feeling. You know, you can tell by their breathing, their cadence. Sometimes they're just making little grimaces as you maybe go up an incline. And especially over this amount of time, they've been running together now for 2 hours. You're relatively aware of how your competitors are feeling, and you kind of gauge it on that as well, when to make your move.
It looks like Barno is losing some steam.
Yeah, he's losing ground as well as steam. Because we thought he looked ragged the last several miles and was essentially holding on as opposed to just running alongside. And now those other 2 guys in front are noticing that as well, and what they're going to do is they're going to seal that break. They're going to deal, even though it's Kenya and Ethiopia, they're the leaders, and they'll say, let's get rid of this guy once and for all, then we'll deal with one another down the line, down San Vicente.
It looks like he's fighting to get back up amongst the top 2. He looks like he's laboring, and we've been talking about it all morning about him wearing that long sleeve shirt. Julie, you think that's a factor?
Well, I don't know if it's a factor in his performance right now. I certainly think it's not efficient or very comfortable. I don't necessarily think it would slow him down, though. It's not, you know, we don't have 80-degree temperatures today, and he's still relatively comfortable, but it just doesn't look like it would be very efficient to run into me.
And Karui's really stepped on the gas as well. He's picked up this pace. He wants to bring it down to a 2-man race. He's been in that position before and come out on top. So let's replicate it in 2018 and see what happens.
And we understand some more of the wheelchair competitors are closing in on the finish line in Santa Monica down Ocean.
4:54 for this last mile on the men's side. Down to 2. Barno fading. Michelle Wheeler is going to win the wheelchair competition for women, 31 years old, out of Mount Laurel, New Jersey.
Okay.
But that's the word we've got. Again, Alicia Ibarra from Mexico, our defending champion. Her racing chair broke, so she couldn't make the trip. Very sad. But Michelle Wheeler, good for her.
So now we're down to Gebra Adahana and Weldon Karui. Karui, of course, the 2016 Skechers Performance LA Marathon champion.
Here we go. This is important. You don't go from being shoulder to shoulder to right behind unless it means something. But here's Michelle Wheeler, stroking home with plenty to spare. 2:02.
27-ish, I think, for her. Michelle, she's one of my neighbors. She lives right over the Delaware River in New Jersey from Philadelphia. So maybe she got her inspiration today from the Eagles Super Bowl champion, but she certainly looked like a strong, dominant performer.
All right, we're at that halfway point as we come down the stretch, and Adahana is putting his foot on the pedal.
Yes, again, small things mean big things the later you go into a race. And right now, Weldon Karui is working very hard to maintain contact, because the contact's the name of the game right here. You can't get broken here.
Let's
and
get it back.
Adahana is still, he hasn't downshifted 2 or 3 gears, but he's definitely downshifted, and Karui is saying, how much longer can I stay with this guy? Will I jeopardize second place if I try to go too far to challenge this man in first?
All right, we're going to keep an eye on the mini leap, but let's send it to Chris Burrows and get an update from him.
Yeah. Something special happens right about here. It's the Stadium to the Seat Charity Challenge. It's a separate little aisle here. They give you, let me have one of those guys here. They give you one of these awesome medals. And the greatest part is you don't have to finish the marathon. How does this work? I love that you get to do half the marathon and it helps somebody.
So this is the charity challenge, the Stadium versus Sea Charity Challenge. It's only offered to our charity partners. So you have to be an official charity partner of the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. You need to obviously raise money for a charity of your choice.
And this is very good for people like Sam Rubin and I who would have a hard time completing the entire thing. And this is benefiting World Vision this year. Let's go over to your booth over here. Okay. How much money did you guys bring in because of this great program?
So amazingly, God blessed us, and we brought in $1 million, which translates into 20,000 lives being brought clean water and their lives being
$1 million today, and here's the World Vision booth. What do you got going on for people that are here?
Well, we have a ton going on. So they come in, we greet them with love, with like respect and honor, and then we give them a medal, a hero medal that shows their fundraising and what they've done, refreshments, and a red carpet, as you can see, and we're running.
You want it only in LA, a marathon with a red carpet. It really is a great way to do something good for yourself and for others here. It's a great way also, if you're not sure you can do the whole thing, start off with this. Liberty Chan could do this marathon backwards and forwards, I know that. Hey, Libs.
Hey guys, we are here. Sorry about that delay. I can't really hear because we're here on Hollywood Boulevard at Orange Drive. We have a DJ here. It is a party-like atmosphere. A ton of people out here. They are getting it done. There are so many inspiring stories here. And with me here, I have Jimmy Honda. He has done the marathon here in LA 28 times. He's done over 50 marathons and 6 Ironman triathlons. Come into the picture. Tell me your story. Now, he says that he used to be a big loser. He calls himself a big loser who used to smoke cigarettes and drink. Tell me about that and how did running change your life?
Well, in 1987, I came to this country. I was still new, and I didn't have much of a prospect at the time, and I was just wasting my time.
You were drinking and smoking?
Yeah, I was saying smoking, drunk, and in '88, I really got sick from smoking, so I quit smoke. And at that time, I started gaining weight because I quit smoke, and I thought that I had to jog to lose weight, and I started jogging. And so jogging became running, and then I found out that there was an LA marathon. So '89, I did my first marathon then.
And how many marathons have you done thus far?
So far, I've done over 50. I lost count, probably somewhere between 50 and 60.
He's lost count, so running changed his life. Thank you so much, Jimmy. You can go start running and finish strong, Guys, really inspiring stuff out here. That is the very latest from the heart of Hollywood. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Liberty. And there's a big story on the men's side of the race, Tony.
Yeah, a huge battle down San Vicente. 2016 champion Karui, newcomer Adahana from Ethiopia, 4:44 their last mile.
Wow.
Fastest of the day, going back and forth, exchanging the lead, trying to break one another.
Quick break, back with more. You're watching the 33rd annual Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. We're back in just a moment.
Hey, it's Justin Turner, and you're watching the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon on KTLA 5.
And welcome back. Well, we have some serious drama playing out, particularly on the men's side, where it's become a two-man race, and they are booking down the stretch here.
Yeah, I call it a battle now. They've gone back and forth with Kirui, the 2016 champion, and Adahana, the Ethiopian, the classic rivalry of East Africa, the Ethiopians versus the Kenyans. Kirui looks better at the higher speeds. They ran the 4:44 23rd mile, and Adahana has really done some pretty good damage, but he hasn't been able to get rid of Kirui. And at some point, there you say to yourself, he's like looking at a vampire without a crucifix. You just can't get rid of this guy. He just can't put him away. But Julie, you think Adahana's just sitting in?
I really do, but you know, as you mentioned from the start, now I really think Kirui has even more of an advantage of knowing this course. He's run it 4 times, finished, or I think he's run it 4 times and finished in the top 4 times. So he knows exactly when that turn is coming. But again, I just think Adahana is biding his time and is gonna, I don't know what Kirui's gonna have when Adahana really unleashes his kick towards the end here.
Because they both look good.
They do.
But Adahana sort of sits back a little bit more in his stride. Looks like he can elevate his gears. Again, he's a 13, 25,000 meter man, a 28-minute 10K guy who's run an hour flat at the half marathon, which I know is at least a minute faster than Kirui has. But again, that's all. They're not doing that in a vacuum. They're doing it at the end of a marathon where Kirui knows the course and has won before. Grabs his bottle, and that's what I look for. How easily can somebody grab their bottle? And he grabbed it relatively easily at high speed.
And Adahana dropped his. So that's telling. That could be, and look at this, well.
All of a sudden, go back to the men, because the men is now, Kirui's got some distance on Adahana.
Right, as these women, they're kind of doing the opposite. They're just hanging out together, and they went back to their 6-minute miles, but look at Kirui. He really got an advantage at that aid station.
I mean, he grabbed that bottle, and he grabbed it, but he hooked it perfectly, and all it takes is a stride or two.
He almost had a burst.
He did.
When he grabbed that bottle.
Strategy. That's strategy.
Again,
Oftentimes they will
he's been on this course before. He knows exactly how far. The 25th mile is just before that turn onto Ocean.
And now we're going to see him grab
that.
that.
So he grabbed it, and the other guy missed it. So he's under pressure. Adahana's under pressure. Couldn't get his bottle. You want to top off, so psychologically, not just physically, but psychologically, that's damaging.
And I've talked to some top American marathoners, Kara Goucher, for instance. She missed her last her last elite water bottle, fluid bottle, in New York, and she said it just messed her head up big time. And I think that just happened with Adahana.
And then Kirui
now has an advantage.
We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with the thrilling conclusion of the 33rd annual Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. Neighborhood Spotlight brought to you by Purple Bricks. Santa Monica is known for its pristine oceanside location and its delectable elegance. But it was once a small and quiet beach town where folks moved to get away from the noise of the city. Today, the real estate value here is one of the nation's highest, at a whopping $1,003 per square foot. And that was Santa Monica, where the race is going to finish, and we have seen some drama play out. And now one of the former champions that we talked about at the beginning of our broadcast, Weldon Kirui, the 2016 LA Marathon defending champion, he is now well on his way to coming back to Los Angeles and winning again.
We just saw Kirui look back, and I think he was a little bit astonished about how much daylight was between him and Adahana.
Yeah, there's a reason. He just ran a 4:30.
Oh my
25th mile. Last year, Barno ran a 4:40 to break free. Kirui beat him by 10, 4:30 for that 25th mile. So that means that Adahana back there, he's not falling apart. He's running a 4:40 mile, and it's not good enough. Women just ran a 5:53 23rd mile. They're still holding their fire.
They really are. The women are you know, they're going to make this very interesting in the last mile. But Darren, you've been watching Kirui all morning, and you really liked him, and I think you called it right.
He's just got a determination about him. He's got the experience, and you saw him look back there again. He's made this turn before.
Head's flopping all over the place, a grimace on his face. You know, the fact that he can turn around is actually at this stage of the game a pretty good sign, even though he's really feeling the pain. Because once you start hurting in a marathon, it can happen fast. And a 4:30 is an extreme mile, even on a slight downgrade.
And he's paying for it, and he's looking back saying, okay, can I answer if this guy comes back on me? And I think he knows that he can, but boy, is he going to be really happy to stop.
Yeah, because he is really breaking himself over the coals in order to break the other guy for good. Because Adahana is just saying, if I could just keep on, this guy's gonna fall apart. This guy's gonna fall apart. And Kirui is saying, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I've done this before. I've won this race before. I've been second before. I've been fourth twice. Boy, and there's nothing like taking a top step onto the podium.
In case you're just joining us, it was a dramatic moment at a station where they were supposed to hydrate, and Adahana could not grab his bottle, and that was it. That was the difference.
On Ocean Avenue in Santa Monica, the final stretch of the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. It's the better part of a mile along Ocean. And very much like the Boston Marathon finishes on Boylston Street in the Back Bay, it's about a 600-meter straight stretch, and it never seems like the finish line's getting there. It's farther out than you think, and you can't go too soon. So he's hanging on right now. That last mile will not be a 4:30 after that 4:30 25th mile.
And there you see him, Weldon Kirui, and we talked about.
Here's the moment of the race. The last aid station.
Adahana, he just hit that bottle on his thigh and it fell to the ground.
And Kirui just grabbed it by that hook.
Yep, that's a veteran right there.
Yep.
That's someone who's done that many times.
And here's the look from behind where see, look how far that darn thing is. It's in sight. He'll probably take another look back over his shoulder to make sure no one's creeping up on him.
But that was a very risky move, and boy, did it pay off. To run 4:30.
They look closer than they are, but let's.
And look at Adahana's turnover. It's good.
Adahana still looks good. He doesn't look like. Does not look like a broken man.
Absolutely.
He looks better than Kirui.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's still possible.
It is possible.
It's still possible.
Does
Adahana
have it in him, though?
It is possible. There's plenty of distance left. Adahana does not look like he's done in, and Kirui's really working hard. I mean, his shoulders are swaying. We saw his head tilting side to side.
It's so deceiving from this angle. It's hard to tell how far behind he is, but I think his turnover is definitely quicker.
And look at the bent structure of Kirui in front.
Kirui may have
gone to his arms and now it's driving.
Kirui may have wanted to run a 4:35 mile, not a 4:30 mile, because he may be paying this back.
God, he's just doing everything he can. There's that finish line right there. What a great race.
When Weldon Kirui, the 2016 champion, he finished fourth last year. He keeps looking back as we come down the stretch.
I got about 6 or 7 seconds. That's what I've got just on eyeballing over that crosswalk.
Kirui can just get there, and boy, does he want to.
He's holding on and holding on. There's the outer banks of the finish area, the signage.
But Adahana, hats off to him. He never gave up. He got in a little bit of trouble, but boy, he didn't give up, and he is fighting all the way.
And here comes Kirui, the 2016 champion, is going to win the 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon.
2:11:47 unofficially. And who would have thought Adahana, you run out of room in a marathon? Well, it happened to him. Just about 10 seconds behind. Right.
Yeah.
Wow, Kirui just, what a strategic genius he was in the last mile of this race.
Yeah, just played it perfectly. Boy, had to earn it though, huh?
Won it in 2016, finished fourth last year, and now he is a champion again. And there you see Adahana, who finished 10 seconds behind the Ethiopian.
And if all was said and done, there's Med Keflezighi, the great UCLA Bruin, the Olympic silver medalist from '04. Boston champion, New York City Marathon champion. Ran his last marathon of his brilliant career. And there's Barno in third in 2:12:47.
The defending champion comes in third this year. So a Kenyan, an Ethiopian, and another Kenyan on the podium. What a race run by Weldon Kirui, 29 years old from Kenya. It's mentioned that he finished fourth last year after winning it in 2016, and now he's won 2 of the last 3 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathons.
And I know one guy that's real happy is Chris Mengel, his manager, who was really touting him to me earlier at some of the races on tour.
And Ghetto did not go in there. We have another one. Kibbe dropped the bottle.
It's the exact same water station where we had the drama before. Helen Jepkurgat, our champion from last year, took that bottle with ease. The other 2 missed theirs, and like you said, Darren, Kibbe dropped hers, and she's being dropped from these 3 runners. We've got 2 Ethiopians, Sula Ghetto on the left-hand side, our defending champion from Kenya, Helen Jepkurgat, and right behind them, the Ethiopian Tsai Desalegn is kind of biding her time. She's been invisible, just hanging out back there doing none of the work.
And again, Helen's form is deceiving because she's so tall, 6 feet 2 inches tall, and her arms carried up very high, whether she's using no energy at all for arm carriage. Those are just cantilevers, really. They're not drivers. She's not driving her stride. It's all lower body that's driving her.
And like Kirui, she knows where that turn is. She knows how far it is once she makes that turn. So she's got a pretty big advantage here. But I can't tell, the 3 of them all look tremendous. They look very relaxed, and they're still running. They've gone back to the high 550s pace-wise. They're on about a 2:35 marathon pace, so not fast for these women.
Yeah, Kibbe fell off, but Helen Jepkurgat says her training group, they all coach themselves.
It's interesting that Ghetto did not even have a bottle. She didn't even reach for one.
And some elite athletes don't take it at this stage in the race. They figure, you know, it's not really going to help me. I've only got about 10 minutes of running left.
Her last marathon was a victory in Venice, Italy in October at 2:29 flat. And Desalegn, again, her last marathon was a 5th place finish in January in Houston in 2:32.
We've been talking about this all morning, this cat and mouse game that these women have been playing. They're all staying in the pack, and we will find out shortly what they have left in the tank as they make the turn onto Ocean.
These other women have let our defending champion do all the front running. It doesn't mean a lot. I mean, it's not like car driving where there's a huge percentage and when you're drafting behind someone, but it's about a 5 to 7%. It's something. It's not nothing to sit in behind somebody who's doing the front running.
Psychologically, do you like to be the front runner, or do you like to run like short, from behind? Like
some people like one, some people like the other.
Oh, I love to be behind. I've coached athletes that enjoy both. There's some people that just need to be in the front. They need to feel like they're the ones in control. I always like to just sit there, do nothing, and then pounce and make one big move.
What about the experience? Because you are the defending champion, you've done this last year. Does that give you a leg up?
We just saw. It gave Mr. Kirui a huge leg up, in my opinion.
But I also think it's not just the knowledge of the course, but it is the fact that you're defending something that is yours, even if you're a past champion. I'm a champion. This is my race. And so much of the game late in the marathon, when you're so low on fuel, in fact, the fuel you're burning right now as it passes another mile marker is like low octane. You've run out of your primary fuel. So they're pinging a lot. The engine's not running on all cylinders. And so it becomes willpower. Willpower is an enormous consequence in a race at this final mile stage.
But to intuitively know where you are on the course and where the finish line is, I'd imagine gives you some confidence.
I think it's more of a factor at a quicker pace. Because, everyone's hurting. You know how far you have left to go. If you're a debutante on this course, you don't really know quite where you are and you're hurting and you just want to get there. These women are still really within themselves. So I think when they make that turn, somebody's going to inject some pace here.
When you make the turn and you actually can physically see the finish line, is that when you think the game is over and now Show me what you got.
Well, the person who doesn't have confidence in their kick will make the first move because they need the distance. They need to drive the other people away from them. The people with the most confidence will wait the longest because they know that they can still shift gears. And that's what it comes down to. Nobody probably has a long burn, but it's the person who can time that move perfectly so no one can answer it before the tape gets broken.
And the longer you wait, the longer you can take advantage of your natural speed. And Ghetto is clearly faster than these women.
It's interesting over the years having covered this race and typically listening to Julie Benson out on the course. I'm very sensitive to looking at the runners' faces. But I tell you what, this is a poker match here because I can't tell anything.
Their expressions haven't changed from the gun.
They're holding their cards very close to the vest still. They've been more than happy to let Chepkergut do the leading for the last 10 miles.
I love this picture here because you see what the LA Marathon is all about. You got the pack, you have some of the weekend warriors, and of course you have the elite runners, and then Tim Lynn with these beautiful pictures from Sky 5.
It tells us where Ocean Avenue is perfectly.
Yeah. So they're just about to make that turn. I am so curious when they can actually physically see the finish line, if we will see somebody take a step up in pace.
You know, often runners do their long runs on Sunday. It's Sunday. DeSalen, to me, looks like she's out for her long training run. She is so calm. She's so relaxed. And here we see them about to make that turn.
Last 2 miles in 11 minutes and 22 seconds. That's 5:40 pace.
Well, it was
again, that's well within their wheelhouse for sure.
We saw that battle between a Kenyan and an Ethiopian on the men's side. Now we'll see it play out yet again on the women's side.
Yeah, it's 2-on-1. Kenyan in front, 2 Ethiopians behind.
And here comes the turn, and
Ghetto's maybe has one step.
And again, what Julie was talking about earlier, the reason that Ghetto is faster on paper, because in 2008 she was the world junior champion at 5,000 meters, and in 2011 she was the All-Africa Games champion at 5 and 10,000 meters. So she had world-class speed as a youth, and she's transferred that to the marathon.
And the longer you wait,
here comes
the longer that's going
to the outside.
Okay, somebody's starting to, it's starting to shake itself up just a little bit.
Absolutely. And again, the longer they wait in this last mile, the more the advantage Ghetto has.
So right around 2:35 is what pace they've been on, and that's 5 minutes from now. And now they're on Ocean.
It's got to be arguably one of the most gorgeous finishes in the world for a marathon.
Absolutely.
Just stunning.
So Ghetto grabs water, misses it. Dessalin misses it. See, this is what happens late in a race. You just lose your coordination.
Well, again, I believe that you can get better at that by practicing.
And Chepkergut is still within herself, looking down, eyes cast just about 10 feet in front of her on the ground. A lot of internal monitoring. Ghetto now goes to the front. The look on the face of Chepkergut. Once you start seeing a little bit of a grimace, furrowed brow on Dessalin.
Wow, what a race. Sule Ghetto, Sahai Desalian, and Helen Chepkergut, our defending champion.
And somebody's coming hard on Kibbe.
Yeah, I was going to say the battle for fourth.
Fourth place is pretty good battle too.
Yes.
But now Ghetto has the lead. Dessalin, like shoulders kind of high on her, you know.
Yep.
Wow.
Again, the longer they wait, the more I'm picking Ghetto.
Now, you have a tendency to bump into one another.
They are bumping each other.
I mean, that's just a tendency. Everyone usually says, excuse me, at the same time because you think it's your fault. But there's that long finishing stretch up Ocean. Some of our elite male finishers completing their duties. 3 women. A great 2-man battle down the stretch. 3 women down Ocean. I don't think we've ever seen 3 women on Ocean together.
Well, I mean, again, the angle's deceptive, but you see 4th and 5th back there too battling.
Who's behind Kibbe?
I've been trying to figure out who that is, but she looks good, and she's looked good the whole second half of this race. She's a little bit too far to catch her bib. And
that's not Aylshire, is it?
It could be.
Vergara Aylshire out of UNLV.
I think she's about to
obviously not an
pass
African.
Kibbe.
It looks like Ghetto is going to the front here.
She has.
That is Ghetto in the orange
Jeff
shoes.
Kurgat is now in
Jeff
third.
Kurgat in third. And that looks like the definitive move. Julie,
Right.
basically, you called it. That's the speed. She's the one that had the speed-strength combination. Look over her shoulder.
Sule Ghetto, 38 years old. Moves to the front as we come down the stretch. Sahey Desolin.
And she's definitely picked up her tempo.
Yeah, you can see the turnover in Ghetto. She's gone to her arms, using her arms more. She's just running a different pace now than everybody else.
Wire knee lift. Yeah, I mean, look at it. Back kick is there.
Right. And our
the others
defending
don't have an
champion,
answer.
our defending champion looks as if she'll be third. Although again, the angle is deceptive. We see fourth and fifth, really running hard.
It looks closer on the two-dimensionality
Right,
of the television
it
than
does.
it does in 3 dimensions of real life.
Wow.
It appears as the
What
two
a story.
Ethiopian women will go 1-2.
She's going to go 2:33 and change, perhaps. Yep.
The former world junior and all-African champion is going to win the women's elite race, the Skechers Performance LA Marathon.
2:33.50 unofficially.
Really didn't lead until 800 meters to go.
Desolin 57. And here is Chet Kurgat in 2:34.03. Let's see if we can get this fourth place finisher. See who that is.
Wow, so on the men's side, the Kenyans emerge, but on the women's side, it is the Ethiopians.
Great battles in both genders.
28 years old, made her marathon debut in 2016, won in Venice with a personal best of 2:29.04, and now she is the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon champion.
She's had a really nice career as she's just kind of moved up and up and up in distance. And, you know, she certainly was a great 5,000 meter runner on the track, but I think the marathon is her home now, and she looks like she'll be a force to reckon with.
2:33.50, the unofficial winning time. The official winning time. And I'm sure there's the big Ethiopian population here. I know there is Little Ethiopia. I mean, it's all the best injera. If you like spicy food, Ethiopians for you.
So the Ethiopians 1-2, followed by a Kenyan. On the men's side, Weldon Kirui, the Kenyan, takes the top spot.
For the second time.
Two-time champion. And there you see Ghetto on the women's side. Quick break. Back with all our post-race festivities. Ceremony coming up from Santa Monica in just a moment. We've been inviting you throughout the morning to send a shout out to the runners. You can see it here on your screen. Text 515151, message and data rates apply, and you'll get a reply back from us to confirm your message. Take a look at the races that have just concluded. On the men's side, the Kenyan, the 2016 champion Weldon Kirui back on top of the podium as he wins this year, second championship in the last 3 years, I should say. And then, of course, on the women's side, it is Ghetto, the Ethiopian, taking the championship. We take a look at the women's results.
And Sule Ghetto, you know, has transitioned track runner 2:33.49 today for her championship. Sahai Desalien, her compatriot, 2:33.57 right behind. And last year's champion, the Kenyan Helen Jeff Kurgat, 2:34.02. But you can't leave a speedster like that with 400 meters to go.
Weldon Kirui, his second title in 3 years, and what a battle with Gebrselassie Adahana from Ethiopia, with our defending champion Alicia Barno broken in the last couple of miles, coming home in third.
All right, let's get things back out to Liberty Chan, who's out on the course. Good morning, Liberty.
Oh, of course. Good morning. We are just taking a lot of pictures with some people here.
Legacy runners.
We are. All right, there's a lot of people out here. A whole lot of people. The masses are just running on by. They're super excited. We are at mile 11, Hollywood and Orange. So this is actually right here in the heart of Hollywood. And if you take a look around, I'm standing right across from Roosevelt Hollywood, also Madame Tussauds. This is where we have Angel City Brewery, home to one of LA's largest craft breweries. Now at mile 11, this is where we have the largest concentration of iconic LA landmarks. They're all clustered within a few miles from here. We're talking about the Capitol Records Tower. We're at the intersection of Hollywood and Vine, Musso and Frank's Grill, and of course the TCL Chinese Theater. All of these people still running, still having a lot of energy. Back to you.
All right, Liberty. Thank you very much. Let's check in with Chris Barrows.
I'm very impressed with these young people. I noticed that you cheer for everybody, even though you don't know them. That's nice.
It is very nice. Yeah, we're just cheering for everyone to make sure they have like a good experience through this because it's a hard race.
The hats are interesting. I love the hat you're wearing here as well. To me, this is the best people watching around. I love to do the people watching. I think the student group this year, awesome uniforms, don't you think here? You start to see people that got tape all over on all different parts of their legs. This is where the true, what you got in you starts to come out. And there's some people like this. Thank you. Thank you for watching. You're doing awesome. It's kind of an honor that they want to stop and say hi. That wastes like 3 seconds on your time. Perfect people watching here, guys. Hey, there they are. The spirits are up still. Back to you.
All right, we've been enjoying not only the elite race, but a lot of the weekend warriors. There's so many great storylines out on the course. And Christina Pascucci has not only been running, she's been reporting. And let's check back in with Christina to see what she has for us.
And the fun continues, you guys. Every year I run into Christina Tudor. She's an LAPD officer at the Metropolitan Division. As you can see in her full gear, you are one amazing woman. You are, and so humble. You never seek out these interviews. I always somehow seem to find you.
You do. Small world.
Tell us why you're running. Why do you do this year after year?
Well, this year specifically is for my friend and colleague, Miriam Alvarado. She's battling a rare form of cancer right now.
Oh.
And so we're doing it in honor of her and her family and just trying to raise money while she's battling her illness. So that's why we're out here for her.
If she's watching this right now, what do you want to say to her?
We love you. We're always thinking of you, and you have a huge family here. We're always going to be here for you.
Mad respect for you. People running by. And by the way, I could barely keep up with you. I had to come running after you.
It's just a downhill, that's it.
How do you do it in all this gear? How much does this weigh?
I'd say 35-ish, depending on what you have on your rig. But yeah, 30 to 35.
You must train for this.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of training. But yeah, as long as you have the strength and endurance, you can get through it.
And I think it's so important for people to see our officers out here and just the sacrifice and the service and everything that you do for us. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
Go get him, Christina. You got this.
And please share. Welcome back. There you see him out there getting it done. Share with us your photos. Post on Twitter. Use the hashtag GoRunLA so we can share some of those posts during the broadcast. Again, hashtag GoRunLA presented by Princess Cruises. The Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. You're looking at it play out here. And Christina Pascucci has been out on the course and bringing us some wonderful stories of people who are running this for various reasons, raising a lot of money for charity. And Christina has really shared some inspirational stories of people who have put in so much work and are using this occasion to make life better for a lot of other people.
You guys, there are no words sometimes when you encounter certain people at the LA Marathon, and fire engineer Rudy Marin is certainly one of them from Federal Fire Ventura County. We've seen you in previous years. You're back again. Why do you do this?
It's LA Marathon. It's the best marathon in the world. Why not? I was born in LA, so this is home for me.
Represent!
Oh yeah.
People are coming by, they're saying you're such an inspiration. How does that make you feel?
normal, everyday person. Doesn't get to my head or nothing.
You have such humility, and it's truly inspirational. How much is this weigh? How do you do it? How do you endure 26.2 miles?
Well, in the fire service, there's an old saying, we train as we play. So this is all 75 pounds. I'm about 170, so I'm pushing about 245.
Is this the mind over matter?
Oh, absolutely. Like they told me in my fire academy, 80% mental, 20% physical, just like a marathon. All this is mental.
And you also do this for a very important, meaningful cause.
Yes, this year is for the California Fire Foundation, and it's going to that cause. So it's dispersed throughout California to all the firefighters who have fallen, or the families who are suffering from someone who passed away.
Amazing. Thank you for what you do. You sure you don't want to ride?
Oh, no, perfect. You wanna wear this? The microphone?
Take a little role reversal?
Yeah, you want to try it?
I don't know. Yeah, let's do it.
Here?
Let me take some of that weight off your back. Carrying the flag. Sure. We're on KTLA right now, though. You can say hi. Okay. Yeah, let's try it. All right, you guys, we're going to do a little role reversal here. Whoa. Oh, that is heavy. That is heavy. Okay. We're going to throw it back to you. I'm going to help Rudy out here for a little bit. Woohoo!
All right, thank you very much, Christina. Let's go to the finish line where Chris Schabel is standing by with this year's champions. Chris, take it away.
Hi, Darren. Good morning once again. This is the favorite part where we get to honor our champions. Let's start with the women. Sule Godo of Ethiopia at 2:33.50. Here to present the trophy to her, by the way, Tiffany's, no less. Tracy Russell of Conquer Endurance Group, CEO. You got to be proud.
Yeah, that was a really exciting race, and we want to say on behalf of the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon, a huge congratulations to Sule, her first time here competing on the streets of Los Angeles. She did an amazing job today. Congratulations.
Give her a round of applause, everybody. And then, of course, as I move across the stage here on the men's side, Weldon Kirui of Kenya, 2:11.47. David Weinberg, COO of Skechers Performance. You got to be proud as well.
Oh, we love him to death. You know, this is his second win in 3 years. Look at the shoes he's wearing. That's how we come in. We know it. I feel like I won, Weldon. We just love him to death.
Another round of applause, everybody. So once again, your men and women's 2018 champions of the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. Darren, we're going to send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Amazing story. I think it was a couple of years ago that Kirui, he lost his shoes.
His bag did not show up. Skechers hooked him up with racing shoes, and he went to one of the local running stores. They hooked him up with a singlet, and he won the race.
And there you see the numbers, the official results. Sule Godo, 2:33.49.
And her countrywoman, Sahai Desalian, right behind her, 2:33.57. And last year's champion, the Kenyan Helen Jepkurgat, just couldn't get it done again for the victory today, but a great podium finish for Helen, 2:34.02.
Wonderful results on the men's side as well, with Kirui taking his second title. Adahana, we thought he looked the most elegant out there, but when it came time to grab the bottle at the last station, he missed his, and that became the defining moment of this race, with Alicia Barno picking up the third spot.
You know, some drama. It's so fascinating how that played out on the men's side. How about that pretty shot at the finish? It all began at Dodger Stadium, and here's what the race is really, the second part of the race, the weekend warriors, all the training, all the aspirations. And let's send things back down to the finish line. Chris Schabel standing by. Chris?
Hey, Darren, I got David Weinberg once again, the COO of Skechers Performance. You pointed this out during the awards ceremony. I thought it was pretty cool. Kirui's wearing your shoes.
He's wearing our shoes, and he's won twice in the last 3 years. So that's what we built it for. We wanted to come in here and show we were a running team. So since Meb won the Boston Marathon and now Eldon's won 2 here, we're starting to come on.
Well, here's the thing, and I know this is going to seem like shameless promotion, but I'm wearing the novelty shoes you guys put out. These are pretty comfortable, and I'm a guy that's worn a lot of shoes over the years. Are you proud with the direction that Skechers Performance is going in?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. How could we not be? We keep moving up. And like you said, it's comfortable. We can wear them. All kinds of runners can wear them. Walking people can wear them. We just do a great job, and I think everybody enjoys it.
And when you come out here, you're here at the finish line. You get to see the best of the best finish first. continue to grow?
Absolutely. You know, we're very into California. We're based in California. Most of us have been here most of our lives. We're very into the California lifestyle, the whole institution, the charity, giving back, and we've done well here, so we'd like to give it back and promote these things. They're just great.
COO David Weinberg, thank you for joining us this morning, and congratulations on another great year. Sending it back to you, Darren.
Thank you very much, Chris. We have crowned our champions on both the men's and women's elite races, but many other champions are still out on the course. About 24,000 of them all making their way to the finish line. Back with more at the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon in just a moment. And welcome back to the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. One of the biggest celebrities that is helping to support this race this year is Dodgers All-Star third baseman Justin Turner. He's standing by with Chris Burrows.
He's right here with us right now. Thank you so much for joining us live on KTLA. You're just looking out at the sea of athletic humanity, and it really struck you.
Yeah, it's amazing to see all the people out here running, flooding the streets of LA, and we're here at the halfway point. So
you like this concept of only running half the marathon?
I do, and my friend Matt here ran the half for the foundation. So
you did the first part. Now your wife is taking over the second part, right? And what were you raising funds for?
Well, Justin is just one of the best people in LA. I mean, could not be a better example of what an athlete, someone who is in a position, an idol, really, for a lot of folks. And what he does with the community, he helps veterans that are on the streets, get them back in homes, helps people that have a tough medical situation in their family, raise money for that. So we decided to get behind him, got on the radio show with Petros, and ended up raising over 10 grand. So
it's not going to just be the politicians that solve that problem. You're running through areas here that are struggling.
No, yeah, it's awesome. You know, the race starts at Dodger Stadium and all the way to Santa Monica. So awesome track. Money got to see the first half of it. My wife's experiencing the second half of it, and people are out here just having the time of their life. We're blasting music. There's water. There's ice bags. There's oranges all over the place.
People are very encouraged when they run by and they see him too. Thank you both. Thank you for being so kind. Appreciate it. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. And again, we remind you, please share your photos and post on Twitter. Use that hashtag GoRunLA so we can share the post on the screen during the broadcast. And again, it's hashtag GoRunLA, presented by Princess Cruise. Well, in 2017, the running world witnessed the final run of one of America's greatest long-distance runners of all time, Meb Keflezighi. Meb ran both the Boston and New York City marathons for the last time, both sites of his two biggest career triumphants. Meb is also a four-time Olympian and won the silver medal in the 2004 Olympic Marathon. Here again, another excerpt from the compelling documentary, Meb, The Homestretch.
How you doing, Meb? Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
This is where it all began, right here at Roosevelt Junior High School.
In 7th grade at the Roosevelt Junior High, we all started running here, doing my first mile ever under Coach Dick Lord.
His first mile was 5:20. That's when I noticed that I had something special in my class.
All right. Let
me tell you.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
You can say I was married to running, or I put everything into running as much as I can. When I'm in San Diego, I'm in San Diego. For me, it is important to stay in San Diego with my parents and family.
The Keflezighi family is the American story of renewal and opportunity told anew. There are many stories of America, but the immigrant story, coming from nothing, looking for just an opportunity. Their story is 1910 Ellis Island told all over again. It's the American story.
Here's some of the achievements that I've done. Here's the 2004 podium with Stefano Boldini and De Lima. Key to the city, San Diego. Who would have ever thought a 7th grade PE class would change a lot of things?
And Meb Keflezighi is at the finish line, and he's standing by with our Chris Schabel.
Meb, we just showed a very heartwarming story on how you grew up basically in Southern California. You went to UCLA. For you, you're now retired. I mean, you've done the Olympics, you've won marathons. What's the next chapter like for you?
Well, I'm so honored to be able to be here on Skechers' behalf for the LA Marathon. It's just awesome, but my future is just the beginning. The other part, to spend more time with my family and be able to do meet and greet others, be able to just give back in a sport that has given me so much, to be able to just meet them and help them achieve their goals, but also have a foundation called Meb Foundation, give it back in that way for academics, fitness, and health.
It's funny you say that because, no joke, literally, a man just finished the marathon and said, thank you for being here. Like randomly. He saw us up here talking, he said, thank you for being here. Is that what you're talking about, being able to connect with the runners?
Absolutely. I was jogging here yesterday and a lady comes, she goes, I had a stroke 18 months ago and she's running today. So to hear those stories, you know, you have to stop. Whereas before I was just running for myself, trying to get to that finish line as fast as I can. But now pacing them or give them advice and be able to just give them a hug at the end of the finish line means a lot to me because over the years the United States and runners have been hosting me to be able to be the best that I can and to give back the minimum way I could do.
Here's the thing, you're a great athlete. I mean, I'm not trying to boost your head or anything like that. You're a great athlete. You chose to be a brand ambassador for Skechers. Of all the brands you could have chose, why them?
Skechers gave me the second life for me because everybody had an opportunity after Nike and they didn't choose to be, but the partnership that I wanted, you know, I told them I have a personal best left in the marathon and half marathon, and Skechers Performance came and said it would be a partner to help you achieve those, and to be able to see Walden win and go Meb Speed 5 and then be able to wear people wearing the Skechers shoes is just an awesome. Why them? Because the integrity they have and they work with you partner hand in hand to be able to give you a boost to be able to finish line or the front of the pack, the middle of the pack, the back of the pack. We got you covered.
All right, Meb, thank you so much for joining us here today. Congratulations on all your success and the success in the future. Lauren, I'm going to send it to you.
Hey, I am here with the Director of Marketing, Paul Imhoff, with Hyundai, and Hyundai's a part of this race. Tell us what inspired the company to be a part of it.
Well, we're based in Southern California, so we've got 800 associates down in Fountain Valley that are really excited to be a part of this. We use this race as, you know, with eco-friendly cars. We've got the two pace cars that are the Sonata plug-in and then the Ionic electric. So we're excited about it. It's fun.
And you personally, I understand, are a self-described volunteer junkie. What does that mean and what charitable causes are involved in this today?
Well, Hyundai's a big proponent of fighting kids' cancer, and that's our Hope on Wheels. And my son is battling cancer, so he's got bone cancer. This is a shout out to Reese. He's got surgery, but you know, I do anything I can for Hyundai and their Hope on Wheels. So we're really excited about that.
Really a personal cause for you as well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, but you guys are doing amazing things. And this race, just being here at the finish line, we saw the elites complete the race. What is it like? Tell us about how this experience is for you.
I think I could do it in 2 hours.
We all could. Next year, right, Paul?
I think probably 15 hours, really. But this energy is incredible. It's so fun to be down here. If anybody hasn't been here, it is so much fun. You should come down here, and if not this year, next year for sure.
The finish line is very cool. Viewers are getting a great look, though, on KTLA. And guys, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Lauren. Also out on the course, Kai Goldberg, Lynette Romero, Gail Anderson. Let's start with Kai. Good morning, Kai.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you? We're at mile 15. We're here in West Hollywood, right at the corner of Robertson and Santa Monica, the heart of West Hollywood. And the runners are coming through here. We've got a lot of people cheering everybody on. The cowbells are rolling. And those of you who don't know too much about West Hollywood, basically this is just the heart of the metro area. We're just a little bit basically in the incorporated area. It was incorporated in 1984. It's a unique collaboration of people, including LGBT activists and advocates for affordable housing. It's a 1.9 square mile area, and it's just a fantastic hub of energy, creativity, and all the runners coming from Dodger Stadium and Chavez Ravine coming here. And this is where pretty much all the color is. A lot of people really getting a lot of enthusiasm from the fans as they make their way once again down here into the mile 15 area. It has turned out to be a magnificent day. The sun is shining. Everybody having a terrific time. You cannot beat it at all. And they're all making their way towards the beach. Are you feeling good?
I'm feeling great. I'm running this for my father. He passed away last year, and he was a legacy runner.
All right.
Luis Marroquin, my dad.
See, another great story out here, Lynette. We're having such a great morning. We'll send it over to you, and we'll have more later here from mile 15.
My favorite father's work.
I'm going to take it from here. I'm Lynette Romero. We are here in Beverly Hills, mile 16. This is the place to be. Here's the deal. You might not know this. People all over the world know and love Beverly Hills for the beauty and the glamour, no doubt about it. About 34,000 people live in Beverly Hills. But here's what you might not know. The daytime population, some 150,000 to 200,000 people love being in this beautiful city. We're very close to Rodeo Drive, 5-star hotels, all the designer stores. Here's the other great thing about Beverly Hills as we salute these amazing athletes. Last year, Beverly Hills celebrated 100 years of cityhood. What's so exciting here? We're here with Air France. They are one of the sponsors here. A taste of France right here in Beverly Hills as we pan over and salute all these athletes and celebrating the marathon. Let's head it to Gail Anderson, who's just up the road.
Excuse me, I'm getting in the spirit of the thing. You notice I have two horns, one red and one blue. That's because we're on Rivalry Road. Good.
You know we are.
That's
Yeah.
right, baby. You got this. They're all enthusiastic because after having run a couple of these, you know that this spot is the wall, mile 19, 20, 21. And what you see behind me is this Rivalry Road Challenge. On the right, you've got UCLA, and on my left, we've got USC. So where's the challenge? Where's the rivalry? Well, they encourage the runners to run through either side. And whichever side gets the most runners to travel through there is the winner. Now, last year, UCLA won. We'll see who wins this year. But as you can see, a lot of people are coming through here, and a lot of people we featured in our specials on the charities. Angel City Pit Bulls, the Firemen's Fund has come through, Students Run LA, Special Olympics Southern California. I tell you, it does your heart good to see these people talk about doing this and then to see them out here doing it. Darren, back to you.
Thank you, Gail. Eric Spielman also out on the course. Good morning, Eric.
Show the sign. Here we go. Hey, good morning, Darren. Beast mode here. Mile 22. It's time to be in beast mode. We're at the LA Roadrunners cheering section. Lots of people who aren't going to have voices later today, for sure. Lots of cowboys, cowbells, I should say. And this right here is Maria Miller. She's with the LA Roadrunners, the official training for the marathon. And looking at these runners coming by here as we watch them, how are they doing?
They're doing amazing. We're right at the mile 22 marker, and this group is amazing. We're right around the 3:30 mark for these athletes. A lot of them are trying to Boston qualify personal records today, so they look great. We've had road runners coming through, and they make it look easy.
Why is this guy over here wearing a bathrobe, and why does he have what's he doing?
That's Michael Sorich. He's a long-time pace leader with the road runners, many years with our group.
He's got some enthusiasm.
He's great. Every year we have him in Brentwood as our cheer station at mile 22 because our athletes need Michael at this point.
Absolutely. All right. As we watch these runners, they're heading onward to Santa Monica. Less than 5 miles to go. The end is near. The ocean is not far away. Darren, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Eric, check out our Princess Cruises Finish Line camera live streaming today at KTLA.com. Try to catch your friends and loved ones cross the finish line today, or go to KTLA after the race to watch them break the tape. We are back with more right after this. And we welcome you back to our coverage of the Skechers Performance LA Marathon. Darren Horton, Julie Benson, Tony Revis. What a day of racing that we had. The women's elite race was so dramatic. And again, it was the Ethiopians and the Kenyans coming down the stretch. What a race.
Absolutely. We started out with a pack of about 12 or 13 women, whittled down to about 8. And by the time we were in the latter miles, there was only 3 women left. Here we see we had some Americans up there for a long time. Then it was down to 5, including an American. But then our former champion, Jeff Kurgat, decided enough's enough. She injected a little bit of pace. They started running 5 minutes and 40-second miles, and only 4 women could go with that. And then finally, it was Sule Ghetto, the champion. They left her around until about 800 meters to go, and she made a killer move, becoming the champion in 2:33.49. Sahai Desalian was second in the Ethiopian, and then also Helen Jepkurgat was on the podium again, 2:34.02. Christina Ailshire, Tony, great PR in fourth place.
How about the men?
Well, Karui, the second win in 3 years. He ran 4:50 per mile pace over that last 10 kilometers to take down Gebra Adahana. Alicia Barno, our defending champion from 2017, got no better than third. Ihor Ross took the race out actually from Ukraine early and then came on strong in fourth place. Daniel Limo, 2015 champion, faded to fifth.
Yeah, so what a fantastic day of racing for the elite. It was the Kenyans and it was the Ethiopians again coming down the stretch. We're just about to wrap up our broadcast nationally for our viewers on WGN America. We thank you for sharing your Sunday morning with us, but much, much more to come for our viewers here in Los Angeles. Our coverage of the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon continues right here on KTLA after the break.
Hi, I'm Justin Turner, third baseman for your Los Angeles Dodgers. I was born and raised right here in Los Angeles. I'm proud of this city, and I'm proud of the incredible people who get to call it home. Today, the entire city will take to the streets to show the whole world why we run LA. Welcome to the 2018 Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon.
Yeah, Justin Turner helped kick things off earlier this morning, and since then we have crowned new champions in the elite men and women and wheelchair races, but over 24,000 other winners are still out on the course and nearing the finish line in Santa Monica. We welcome you to the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon post-show. Darren Horton here once again alongside Tony Revis and Julie Benson. Great races today in the elite divisions, but what's happening now? The 24,000 citizen runners making their way to the finish line. Julie, for the average runner who has put in hours of training, what does a day like today mean?
Well, you know what? There's 24,000 different stories about why people run today, and that's my favorite part of marathoning. You know, everybody out there has different motivation to get to that finish line. Mother Nature certainly blessed them this morning with wonderful temperatures, but we're going to see some incredible finishes today, and again, all for different reasons.
You know, I just think that, you know, the wild card's always going to be the weather, and we got a perfect day, 47 degrees at the start for Dodger Stadium. The elite athletes did not take advantage of the weather by running fast, but they had tremendously compelling competitions. And now there's that symbiosis between all the people on the sidelines, all the Los Angelinos and the people along our four cities and towns, helping support and drive on those 24,000 people. And it's like, again, it's the best day. It's the moving parade. It's the best day in all year in the Los Angeles basin.
Well, we want to speak about a program designed by the race organizers, the Concord Endurance Group, which was designed to embody the grit and determination on which this city was built and to show some love to the athletes who return to the race each year. And every year, 2 or more consecutive years, gets you a unique LA Loyal bib. 5+ years, you get a bib plus a limited edition shirt and travel mug, and 10+ years, you get all that plus an LA Loyal hoodie and a very cool LA Loyal medal. Tony, show us what you got.
Oh, well, I mean, here's a number that you get. You see, this is the two years and on. You get your special black and gold bib. Just to give you a comparison, this is the regular bib that you get. And then you can also say, this is the LA Loyal medal.
And yeah, Friday, Tony, you were honored with an honorary LA Loyal medal,
which I've been wearing all morning.
Tell us about that. What was that like for you, knowing everybody knows that you've been involved with this race since its inception?
They gave me a hat that's 75, I have a pinhead. That's okay. There's Johnny Jamison, my St. Louis compadre. And Tracy Russell, sweet Tracy, giving me that medal. It's been an honor. It's been an honor and a pleasure and a joy to be a part of the sport, but also part of the first City of Los Angeles Marathon, Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. And every year it's a treat. Every marathon you see is an effort of one. There's so many thousands of people who put so much work into it. Anytime you become a cynic in life, I'd say go to a road race, go to a competition. You'll get inspired. And that happens every year in March here in Los Angeles.
And there's some other medals, Tony. It looks like you have a bunch of there. I mean, there's a
right,
number of ways.
I get it right in front of me. All right, here's the first one. This is our double play medal. Double play medal. Yes, the 5K, the big 5K was on Saturday, and then a marathon on Sunday. You can see that spins. All right. Here is our Conquer. Cool. Here's our Conquer Endurance medal. That means the Conquer Endurance group. That's the 10K in Santa Monica, the half marathon in Pasadena, and then today's Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. I feel like I'm on the Price of Right. And then we've got the one and the only. This is today's. This is for the Skechers Performance 2018 33rd Annual Marathon. And one more that I'm wearing. This is the initial insignia from 1986. And on the other side, we've got LA Loyal for all the athletes who go 10 years or more, including our 144 runners, Johnny Jamison and all the gang, running 33 this year. So we wish them all the best of luck.
144, right?
144. There were 289 back at the 20th anniversary. They lost about half of them. So, and there's also a good thing. There's about 1,000 people who are eligible for the five-year legacy element, and there's about 500 athletes who are eligible for the 10-year in this 2018 season.
Yeah, that's really special for a lot of people today to have an opportunity to get some of that hardware and all the work that they put in. It is something certainly to shoot for. Let's check back in with Liberty Chan, see what's going on out on the course. Liberty.
Good morning, guys. We are at mile 11 here in the heart of Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard at Orange. And you know, this may not be easy, but it is absolutely worth it. We have been watching thousands of runners just run on by here. This is Angel City Brewery's mile. And with me here, I have the DJ. You've been playing some great songs, getting people going, keeping the energy up. Tell me, what is so special about being here today?
I mean, really, it's just here celebrating Los Angeles, enjoying everything that LA has to offer. And I'm just here throwing a party and telling people they can just keep running and go get some beer at the end in Santa Monica.
Yeah, there's a beer garden, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. IPA and some other beers. And, you know, I think Angel City's been here all day long and just been all throughout the place, all throughout all the miles, just partying it up.
And Angel City is iconic in and of itself. It's been here since the 90s. It's one of LA's biggest craft breweries.
Yeah, well, we like to say we've been here since 2012, but we started in the Arts District, and now we're honestly all over LA. It's pretty rad. So.
Thank you so much. All right, that is the very latest from the heart of Hollywood, mile 11. I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to Kai, who's at mile 15 in West Hollywood.
Yeah, thanks so much, Liberty. Good morning to you. We're here at the corner Robertson and Santa Monica. This is Dominic. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Dominic was the Highland Park Runners. Now, are you cheating? You're taking a little bit of a break here.
Not cheating, just hydrating and carbing up. That's all.
Great. And everybody out here, is this family or friends?
Family and friends.
And talk about what it takes to run this race. You're halfway there. All the help that you get and all the energy from your family, is it important?
It is very important. If you don't put that much training into it, just vibing off the crowd and the cheer stations, it helps you, it pushes you, it keeps you going, it gives you that extra boost.
And what about energy? What do you put in that body? What kind of fuel do you use?
Right now I'm putting in pretzels, I had a sandwich, Gatorade, water, Twizzlers, goo pouches, anything that's along the way.
Twizzlers, candy.
Twizzlers, it helps you. It gives you that extra boost.
And Dominic, are you getting ready? When are you going to take off and go down to the beach?
I'm about to take off right now.
All right, well, good luck. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
The Highland Park Runners out here. We're having such a good time. Santa Monica, West Hollywood, fantastic. The energy, terrific. And they're doing well, all these runners. So, Darren, I wish you were out here with me. It's just, oh, you know what? We're going to throw it to Lynette. Lynette, you're out there on the streets. Are you feeling this energy?
I'm feeling the energy, Kai. We are on mile 16, and you know what? These athletes have to go to France to get through Beverly Hills and get through the LA Marathon. Christine Fresky is here with Air France. This is a really important mile because this is a tough mark to go, and you're really trying to encourage these athletes to keep on going.
Yeah, we are. A lot of Air France passengers love to run, so we just want to be here supporting the community. We have 17 flights from LA to Paris every week, so we're just here to cheer our runners on and wave some French flags, give them some French flair.
What I love about this is the Air France cheer section, the DJ, you got music playing, it's like a party.
Yeah, it really is. We got some cheerleaders, we're passing out water, music's bumping. It's great. We love the LA Marathon.
We love the LA Marathon, and I gotta tell you, these athletes are so enthusiastic as they pass us. This is what it's all about. It's about the community coming together, supporting them. Are you having a blast?
SRLA Madrid Middle School in Amani.
Woo, we rock! They want to stop and take pictures, take selfies. It really is about the community, so we want to salute them. Way to go, keep on going. Fantastic, this is a family event. Let's go live now to Gail Anderson.
I'm trying not to get in trouble here at Rivalry Row. That's why we have a blue horn for UCLA and a red horn for USC, because they're asking folks to run through their particular side. And then this gets tallied. Last year, UCLA won. This group you're looking at right now that's coming through here, this is like the 4-hour pack, because they have, I know that because they have signs with them letting us know the time the group is running. And I have to tell you, it has been so, well, you know, these are my peeps, the weekend warriors, those of us who train on the weekends because we work during the week. And to see the people who said they were going to be out here, is just astonishing. As Chris Burrows talked about earlier, the charities, we've seen Students Run LA early in the game, not long after the elite runners got out here. We've seen Angel City Pit Bulls, 93 of them out here early in the game. We also saw the Widows, Orphans, and Disabled Firemen Fund runners, 2 of them already out here in less than 4 hours. So I just want to give you an idea that the charities we feature, oh look, there's Students Run LA, get it girl, you got this! They are well represented, and they put their money where their feet are, and they're out here running for charity. Here comes some more Students Run LA, well represented. Back to you, Darren.
Thank you very much, Gail. Please share with us your photos and posts on Twitter by using the hashtag GoRunLA, so we can share some of those posts on screen here during the broadcast. And again, hashtag GoRunLA, presented by Princess Cruises. And when we return, more of the 24,000 who began their day at Dodger Stadium at 6:55 a.m. and are now headed to the finish line. This is the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon post-show. Welcome back. It's not too late to send a shout out to a runner today, and you can see it right here on your screen. Text out, you can text 515151, message and data rates apply, and you'll get a reply back from us to confirm your message. Vera Jimenez is at the finish line. Let's check in with her.
Darren, we are having a fabulous time. The finish line is always great. I'm here with the LA Roadrunners. They are the official training team for the LA Marathon. Sir, how many marathons have you ran?
27 in LA.
And how many altogether?
Over 50.
Over 50, very good.
In all other countries and continents, and this is the only way to do it. Just getting out and run.
Getting out and run.
Yeah, have fun.
And Miguel, you are one of the pacers. What does that mean?
So I help these guys out for 6 months to train, and then on race day, I'm their guide, and I make sure that they finish at 3:15, and that's exactly what we got today.
Wow,
and he's really awesome. I mean, he's our leader.
How many marathons have you run?
8.
8. Very good.
Same here, 8.
8. Look at these guys. These guys are pros. We love it. Thank you guys for being here. Have a great day. Thank you. Take care. Congratulations. Darren, we're going to send it back to you. We've got all kinds of great people out here running for very special causes, and we're going to keep finding them, and we'll bring them to you, and we'll help tell their stories, because the LA Marathon isn't just about running. If you've never done it, it's a spiritual event. I have to tell you, I've done it once, and it's fabulous. I'll send it back to you.
Well, we look forward to seeing those stories, Vera. The Keck Medical School at USC is a huge part of today's race. They oversee 12 medical tents along the route. Over 300 volunteers, physicians, nurses, staff, including 2 aid stations at the finish line. On-site assistance covers everything from basic first aid and water to triage for those who experience serious medical issues. We spoke with their very own Dr. Glenn Alt.
First and foremost, this school was founded in a relationship with the county hospital. The core of our mission is serving the citizens of Los Angeles. Another huge pillar of what we do here is education. We train, believe it or not, 1% of the entire graduate medical education workforce is trained here at our campus. Everything we do as part of this relationship with the marathon is volunteer-driven. I think it gets to the core of who we are as an organization and as a university. We have over 300 volunteers that come out on race day to provide medical support to the marathon. We work closely in conjunction with our city as well as our county and other municipalities along the race course. So that's everything from fire as well as emergency response. We have physicians, nurses, other allied health professionals, physical therapists, for example, that come out and provide the support for anybody that has medical difficulties during the race. It is an amazing feeling for me as the medical director of the marathon to know that I've got 300 people at my back, serving the people and serving the 24,000 runners and dealing with the issues that come up. It's truly a great honor to work with everyone, all toward one common goal and providing a safe experience for people running the marathon from the stadium to the sea. After the elite runners come across and you see some of what I would call average citizens of Los Angeles come across the finish line, the fact that we have the support of our medical staff and other volunteers along the course, it's really a gratifying feeling to see all that come together.
All right, let's go back to the finish line. Chris Schabel standing by. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning once again, Darren. This is John Martinez. He's with Students Run LA. John, you are the first student to cross the Los Angeles Marathon finish line. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. This is all we train for all year long, and it's just a great accomplishment. And I'd like to thank all our staff and teachers out here for helping us accomplish these goals. Without them, it wouldn't be possible.
Now, you did it in 3:09. That's blazing fast, man. Did you think you could do it in 3:09?
Honestly, I didn't think so. This is my first time running the marathon. It's a great accomplishment, and I hope I could keep doing it and improve my time and hopefully maybe get down to the 2:30s eventually. Yeah.
That's exceptional. For you, first of all, tell us what school do you go to?
I go to Bell Gardens High School. Yeah.
So for you, do you think that a lot of your friends are like, oh my gosh, he just did it. He blazed it.
Well, I don't even know if
they haven't finished yet.
Yeah, they haven't finished yet.
All right, a couple of things real quick. You need to know this. Students Run LA is completely supported through charitable donations. So when you see an opportunity to donate to Students Run LA, please do that. Kids like John here, they go out, they do amazing things. The other thing you need to know, that something like 70% of them go on to college, which is absolutely amazing. I've got something for you, John. It's not my phone. It is your finisher's medal. Whoa! Put that bad boy on. All right, Lauren Lister, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Guys, I am at the finish line with two people in obviously interesting attire that became friends on the marathon today. Tim Price, Jose Rivera. Tim is from the U.S., Jose is from Mexico. How did you guys even meet?
We were just running. I saw him ahead of me for a couple miles, caught up to him around mile 6, and we just ran together. So that's how we met.
And was it the costumes that attracted you guys to one another to run together?
Similar pace, and yeah, once we were together, you could just tell people on the sidelines were into it.
All about it, all about it. You got the good reception. Tell us about this outfit, Jose.
This outfit is my nation, Mexico. The people indigenous for here.
Inspired by the indigenous attire of your home country, Mexico. And what inspired this?
I've been wearing the same thing for the last 9 years, and yeah, it's hard to change from it. So.
And that's not 9 years of marathons. That's just 9 years of running. Period.
Yeah.
That's why you said it.
Yeah, over 40 marathons now. So.
40 marathons, but this is your first LA one. How did it go today? How'd you come in?
It went well. Weather was great. Right around a little under 3 hours, which is what I wanted. So happy with it.
Incredible. And how'd the marathon go for you?
My second marathon here.
Very good. Congrats. All right. And before we go, what's next? What comes now?
Beer.
All right. right, okay, go have a beer, and I will send it to you, Eric Spillman.
Lauren, thank you so much. We're here in Brentwood, mile 22, and looking at the faces of these runners, man, they've got less than 5 miles to go, and they're struggling, some of them, but they've got energy, they've got enthusiasm, and they're coming through here, and lots of people are cheering them on, like Lisa from Moreno Valley. Good morning.
Woo! Good morning.
She's a queen bee.
Yes,
She's got all kinds of energy.
Yeah.
You saw somebody come through here, one of your friends, and
Melissa,
we're so excited.
Yeah, we're all thrilled for her. She's killing it, man. We're happy for everyone that's here. This is a really hard job. They're at the tail end, and we're here to push them through to the finish line.
All right, what are you doing to get them there?
We're giving them all kinds of snacks. We're giving them all kinds of hope and energy and love. We're here to just get them to the finish line.
All right, Queen Bee, thank you so much
Thank you.
for talking to us.
Thank you.
As we take a look, there is a slight uphill ahead as they head towards Santa Monica, and then it's all downhill into Santa Monica, and they get to the ocean and to the finish line. It's not far away. Darren, we'll send it back to you.
Eric Spillman at mile 22. Quick break as we continue our coverage of the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. Back in a moment. Welcome back to the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. Out to mile 15, Kai Goldberg.
Hey, Darren, a great energy out here all morning long. Again, we're here in West Hollywood at the corner of Robertson and Santa Monica. We're at the Skechers Performance area, and boy, do we want to thank Skechers, doing a great job out here all day long. We're having a bunch of runners. Hey, come here, ladies, come here. Hey, guys, good morning. How are you feeling?
Great. Feeling the energy.
Okay, mile 15. Are you going to do it? Are you going to get to the beach?
Yeah.
Are you determined?
Yes.
Tell me what's going through your mind at this point.
Getting the sweater, the finish.
And what about you? What motivates you?
My kids, they're running. Both are running right now, so yeah.
All right, ladies, we'll get going. Good luck. It's just a great morning. There's so many fantastic people. And yeah, it's about that. It's about all the motivation and people doing it for their families, doing for their kids, doing it for their loved ones, doing it in memory for family and friends who can no longer be here with them today. But again, a great morning down here in West Hollywood. We're having fun. And we're almost there, right, Gumby?
Yes, we're almost there.
Almost there. Hey, Lynette, I'm sure you're having a great time as well. We're going to send it over to you.
We are having such a great time. We are here at mile 16. We're in the heart of Beverly Hills. I got to tell you, I'm so inspired. I've been talking to some of these amazing athletes. I talked to a young woman whose mother passed away just yesterday. She is here on this race course for her mother. I talked to a man whose father had ran 21 marathons. His last marathon, he was 87 years old. He's running for his father. So everybody on this course has a story to tell. How are you doing? Are you having a great time? How do you feel? Here's what's so cool about this, being here at the Air France Mile 16, is they've got a DJ. Look at this DJ. They're spinning some records here. And every time people come through here, they kind of get a burst of energy. They love it so much. That's exactly what they need to continue to run through, make it all the way to the coast. They're loving it here. We're having a fabulous time. I'm going to toss it over to my friend, Gail Anderson.
How many times have you done this?
8 of them.
8 of them?
For a long time.
Oh, somebody talking to us? I'm talking to some of the people here on the wall. I call this the wall, Mal.
The wall. It is the wall.
Yeah.
And I'm on the way. I'm doing well.
How many of these have you run, sir?
8 thereabouts, a little bit more.
And for people who, when they change the course, said, oh, it'll be easier. We're on Sepulveda here. And as Stephen Struck will show you, this is a long, slow incline.
That part hurts.
And I mean, it goes
right next to the VA.
It goes right up to the VA.
I remember the VA. I'm a vet.
Oh, look at you.
Yep.
What branch of the military, sir?
There you go. I'm with the 82nd. Paratrooper type, one each. Thank you so much.
Well,
take care now.
All right, you're almost done. Again, we're here at the wall, mile 1920, with the Rivalry Row. Either run to the UCLA side or run to the USC side. UCLA won this last year. We'll see what happens this year. Let's go to you, Eric.
Hey, you know what? As we watch these runners come through here, we're at mile 22 in Brentwood. Everybody has their own cheering section. Turn around this way. This is the cheering section for Kristen. Where is Kristen? Where is she?
Wait, where is she?
Where'd she go?
She's close. She's only like 2 minutes away.
All right. So what happens when she gets through here? What are you guys going to do?
We're gonna cheer her on.
Awesome. I love your signs. Go Kristen, worst parade ever. Come on. That's a little harsh, but this is my favorite. Next time, just take Uber. Kristen, take Uber. Why not? All right. From here in Brentwood, not much longer to go. They're on their way to the ocean and the finish line in Santa Monica. All right, we'll send it back to you.
All right, don't forget, share your photos and posts on Twitter by using hashtag GoRunLA so we can share some of those posts on screen during the broadcast. Again, hashtag GoRunLA presented by Princess Cruises. Skechers Performance LA Marathon. Back in a moment. It's not too late to send a shout out to runners today. You can see it right here on your screen. Text your shout outs to 515151. Message data rates apply. We'll get a reply back from us to confirm your message. Chris Schabel is at the finish line where he is anchoring our coverage. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning once again, Darren. I've got Ryan Parrott from Colorado here. He came all the way this way to be one of the inspirational runners. He's a pace runner. What's that like?
Oh, it's awesome. We get to come out and run the marathon and encourage people, help them meet their goal times. Today I was a 3:25 pacer, so anybody whose goal time was 3:25 or around there, that's what they can expect from me as a pacer, pacing on behalf of Cliff Bar. And it's cool to be out there and meet some people and run this beautiful course.
What's kind of interesting is I was talking to Ryan about this course, and to me, there's parts where it gets hilly. Being from Colorado, he was like, nah, these aren't hills.
Compared to Colorado, it's not really much of a elevation ebb and flow, but I mean, there are some hills on this course, and it's definitely a legitimate course.
Now, one of the things I've always wondered is, how do you nail the pace? It's amazing to me the pace runners always nail, like within 5 seconds, the pace, the goal finish pace.
Yeah, we usually like to be right around there, a little bit under our pace time, no more than usually like a minute. 30 seconds for me, but yeah, we have pace bands that give us our even mile splits, and that's what we usually run from us as a pace leader. We also have GPS watches, and the course is right on, so it makes it easy.
Is everyone grateful?
Everybody's super grateful. It's a cool community. You get to hang out with people and encourage them. They push me. They're the ones that do the training, so we're just here to kind of give them a benchmark to run off of. It's cool.
Well, Ryan, thanks for stopping to talk to me, man. And by the way, how about our home state of Colorado? Woo! Helping out the LA Marathon. Let's send it over to Vera.
All right, so Darren, we go from Colorado to North Dakota. We talked earlier about how we were going to have runners here represented from every state in the country, and I want you to meet Kyle and Team Levi's Hope. Welcome to California. How was it, you guys?
Thanks. It was nice. A little warmer than back home. There's some snow, so this was pleasant to not have snow.
This was pleasant. Okay, so tell me a little bit about Levi's Hope and Team Cure CMD.
Well, this is my son Levi. He's 4 years old, and he was diagnosed with congenital muscular dystrophy, which is a stupidly rare muscle wasting disease. It's so rare. He's literally one of maybe 40 kids in the world that we know about that have this disease. Cure CMD is based here in LA, so it's an advocacy group for kids like Levi. There's a bunch of different subtypes, but there's maybe 1,000, 1,500 kids that we know about, and so they need advocacy. So we're happy to run for them, happy to advocate for them, and unfortunately, Levi's disease is life-limiting, so it's really changed our lives and what we value, and so it's worth it for us to fly out to Los Angeles, California to run, because he's worth it, kids are worth it, life's worth it, and Levi's Hope, I guess, regardless of his situation, we've realized we always still have hope. So no matter what happens, there's always hope, and so we promote that, and whether you're running a race or just living life, there's always hope, yeah.
So tell me who's with you today.
It's my brother Reed. He's a pilot. This is my good friend Bill. He's a pastor, a world record pastor. He ran the world's fastest half marathon in football pads, so he's a world record holder.
So you guys don't have, oh, I'm sorry.
This is my good friend Rob. He's a farmer.
I'm a farmer.
He grows sugar
Very
beets.
good. Okay, you guys don't have your medals. Let's get them their medals. You guys, we're gonna get them their medals. Levi's getting his medal. All right. So while these guys finish getting their medals, Darren, I'm going to throw it over to Lauren because I'm sure she's got a great story to share with us.
Thank you, Vera. You know, everyone that completes this race gets a medal, but some people get a gold medal. LA loyal, at least 10 consecutive LA marathons. I'm joined by Nadia Ruiz and Sally Bowles, both of which have completed that task and then some. This is number 20 for you, and you have a special tradition surrounding the marathon. Tell us about it.
Yeah, this is actually my first marathon when I was 14 with my dad. So we've been running for now 20 years, straight years for LA.
And you just got over the flu. You said you were in bed yesterday. How did you do this race?
9 chills. Lightheaded the whole way, but literally my dad tells me you can run with your heart and your mind the whole way. And just thinking about him.
Oh, wow. And your dad is still out here.
Yeah, so he's running his 75th marathon, and this is 139 for me today.
Wow. And Sally, what about you? This is number 21 for you. You guys obviously know each other.
Yeah.
So how do you know each other, and what was today's race? What did it mean
because
to you?
we're marathon maniacs. We love to run marathons. It's just fun. So we met, and she was actually doing I was doing a marathon. She was doing a training run, and then we ended up running like 21 miles together.
Yeah.
And then we've been to Boston a bunch of times together, and so it's fun because you go out and you know lots of people out on the course when you are a marathon maniac.
Like a party.
It is a party.
What comes next?
Yeah, Boston.
Boston.
We're going to Boston.
We're going to Boston.
And what about right after this?
Disney? No.
No. All right, ladies, thank you so much. Congratulations. Let's check in with Christina Pascucci out on the marathon path.
Everyone has a story, and this is an opportunity to find resilience, redemption, recovery, and for some to heal. I want to introduce you to the father of Christiana Duarte, who was shot and killed in the Las Vegas shooting. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I so appreciate it. You're running for your daughter.
That's correct. She was a very good runner, had never ran the LA Marathon, and over the summer she had discussed wanting to run the LA Marathon, and I told her, baby, I'll run it with you, but I haven't ran in, God, it's been like 20 years since I last ran an LA Marathon. So we were going to start training when we got back from Las Vegas, but obviously she's never made it back.
The pain that you feel, we can't imagine, but we commend you for being out here in her honor. What do you want the world to know about your daughter?
She was a special kid, special girl, the perfect kid. And I think that's why God took her. That's the only thing I can think of. She was one of a kind, and she touched a lot of lives, a lot of people, and she was that special kid. I love her dearly, and I miss her so much. Our whole family misses her so much. It's killing us. Every day is a battle. It hasn't gotten any easier, and I'm doing this for her.
When you cross that finish line at 26.2 miles in later, what is that moment going to be like for you?
I'm only going to make it past that finish line because of her. Because really, I'm not in shape for it. And if I do make it by the finish line, which I'm going to do, because I'll do it no matter what, it will be because of her. And it's for you, baby. I love you.
We are with you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for talking to us. Let's go back to you guys.
Just a sample of the remarkable stories out on the race course today at the Skechers Performance LA Marathon. Please share with us your photos and post on Twitter by using hashtag #GoRunLA so we can share some of those posts on screen during the broadcasts. We are back in a moment. Welcome back to the 33rd Annual Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon Post-Show. Kai Goldberg, he tried to say, is at mile 15. Good morning, my friend.
Hey, good morning, Darren. That's right, we're here in West Hollywood, and it is just spectacular out here. And Skechers doing a tremendous job sponsoring this marathon. And I'm with representation from Skechers. Tim, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I couldn't be better. How are you?
It's a beautiful day for a race. We're really excited. One of our elite athletes for Skechers Performance, Weldon Karui, just won for the second time for the LA Marathon. We have our 80s-inspired cheer zone down here just after the mile 15 mile marker. It's a beautiful day, and we've got select merchandise still available down at the Finish Line Finish Fest, as well as the 3rd Street Promenade Santa Monica Skechers retail store too. So
now, Skechers a fantastic job all How long does it take to prepare something like this for you guys?
I think we're starting to prepare for next year, starting tomorrow morning already. So a lot of work and effort goes into it, but we're just really excited to be here in LA. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful race. Everyone's out having a good time, and we're just excited to be here, man.
Yeah, and you got a great crew with you. You guys have been here all morning long.
All morning long, since before dawn, and it's been a lot of fun. But, you know, people train all year for a race like this, and we want to make sure that we're here supporting them with Skechers Performance every day.
Well, we're doing it, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I want to thank you, Tim, and thanks, Skechers.
Thank you.
It's been great again. Yeah, Skechers doing a great job. Everybody here in West Hollywood having a great morning. And I'm going to send it over to my friend and colleague, Lynette Romero. Good morning, Lynette.
We're having a great time here, mile 16. Who you running for? You're with LeConte?
Yeah, LeConte, let's go for SRLA.
Students Run LA, how's it going so far?
It's going great, great program. This is our final race. We've done, 2 halves and 18 mile. It builds school spirit, and I love it. You know, it's a great program.
Tell me, as you approach mile 16, you hear the DJ playing, you see the cheerleaders from Air France. It's like a party.
Yeah, it's everything. The crowd, LA makes it fun. You know, makes it worth it. 26.2, without the crowd, can't happen.
You gonna make it?
Heck yeah, I will, for SRLA. Let's do it.
That's what we're seeing here. I gotta tell you, it's been so amazing to see the different stories, the different people who are here. They're here for someone, sometimes they're here for themselves, but they are gonna finish this course. They have to go through Air France, go through Beverly Hills, and they're gonna make it all the way. Gail Anderson, how you doing on the course?
We are at the wall. The wall is about 20 miles, 20 miles, and I love to call these folks my peeps, the weekend warriors, because we walk it, we run it, whatever you have to do to get the job done. Now, in addition to the runners, I want you to meet the folks we met last year, but we didn't have a chance to talk to them, the Pasadena Pacers. One of them is Armando. How are you, sir?
I am fine. How are you?
Now, explain to people how this works. When people get to this point, this the wall, they might need some help.
Yes, they do need a lot of help. So you see a lot of people cheering them on, keeping them going.
Yes.
You know, thank God right now the clouds are coming in, so it keeps the sun off of them a little bit.
Now, I see a gentleman, one of your Pacers has grabbed his Rudy. How are you, Rudy?
Hi.
LA Roadrunners.
LA Roadrunners.
I'm told that this marathon has allowed you to accomplish something extraordinary. What might that be?
Well, I was 400 pounds, and then the next...
Rudy, you better stop.
Yes, I was 400 pounds, and I made a decision to lose the weight. I was sitting back watching, and when I first said that I wanted to do the marathon, everyone laughed at me because I said it, I was watching the marathon, I was like, yeah, but it was that laughter at me that made me say, just go ahead and get it done. And then about 16 months later, I took about 150, 160 pounds off, so yes.
You lost how much in how much time, Rudy?
140 pounds in about 16 months, about a year and a half. Yeah.
I'm just trying to lose 20. See this roll right here? Give me some advice.
Yes, we're LA Roadrunners. We're in Venice Beach. We're going to start again in September. Be there so that you can be inspired by me, Rudy, and many other athletes.
Look at you.
We love you guys.
Well, applause for Rudy. Applause for Rudy. Oh my gosh. Inspiration everywhere. All right, Eric, go over to you. I'm going to go follow Rudy and get some instruction.
Absolutely. All right, thank you, Gail. We saved the best for last year. This is Mike. He's got his bullhorn. He's got his bathrobe. He's here at mile 22. He's cheering people on. He's a little bit shy. Go for it.
I want to say thank you to everyone that supports the LA Marathon, all you fans that came out to help us today, to be the wind behind these people's wings. All these people dedicated their lives to doing it.
Show us what you do. Go for it.
All right, you look awesome. We got 4 miles to go. Come on, ladies, you can do this. There's a medal waiting down there. Students Run LA, you get an A, because you got to do it today. Roadrunners, you look great. Pacers, you look great. Everybody looks great. World Vision, bringing the water like they oughter. Woo!
All right, wait a second. Let's do the siren thing, can we?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Here we go. He's going off. He's cheering people on one by one. Come on, let's go, man. All right. Keep it up. Vera, we'll send it over to you, Vera.
Oh, thank you so much, Chris. Okay, so we've been talking about all of the great stories that we have here at the LA Marathon year after year, and I found another one. I want you guys all to meet Cody Ayala. This is his 8th marathon, and he ran last year And Cody, I understand that you ran the marathon injured because you were involved in an avalanche accident. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I was hiking with 2 of my buddies up Mount Baldy, and we went up the face of the mountain, and we triggered an avalanche. And I had 2 broken ribs and a collapsed lung. My other 2 friends had a few bruises, stitches, but they were okay for the most of the part. I took more of the injuries, so I was still able to run LA Marathon, but I was in pain. I wasn't fully recovered, but I did complete it, so good thing today. This is my 8th consecutive. If I wasn't able to do it last year, I wouldn't have been able to keep my streak going, so I'm just thankful.
And tell me a little bit about who you're running for today, because I understand you're running for your mom. Tell me.
Yes, so it's been running it since 2011. I run in memory of my mother, Julie Doyes. She had ovarian cancer, so I run every year for her, and I also run for Team for Kids. It's a charity that just helps kids just get plugged into after-school programs and plugs them into fitness.
Very good. Thank you so much. So again, the stories abound. From here, we're going to send it over to Lister because I'm sure she's got another great one too.
Vera, I'm here at the finish line with Sheldon and Lana Smith, the couple that runs marathons together, stays together for the 2nd year in a row. They crossed the finish line holding hands. That caught my attention. I thought to myself, did they hold hands the whole way, Lana?
Not the whole way, but we did hold hands during one place where we first met each other. So we hold hands in that area.
Now, what is it like when you sit here and run a race with your spouse?
We train together the whole time, so it's just like a normal run. Just like we're going for our normal Saturday run.
And we motivate each other, so when one's down, the other person says something motivating, so it keeps both of us up.
Well, I like the necklace, says love. Yeah. All right, we'll send it over. Who am I sending it to, guys? Darren?
Hey, thank
Lauren,
you.
sorry,
you
Lauren.
guys here at the finish line. It's fun, it's fine. Here at the finish line, it's a party. You never know who you're going to meet. These gentlemen don't know each other, but each of them has something so interesting to talk about at this moment. First of all, let me introduce you to Jeff Matsuno. Take a look at what he ran the marathon in. How do you even run 26.2 miles in these sandals and not have bloody feet? I mean, none of this makes sense to me.
Actually, it helps me. I don't have any knee problems since I started. This is my 4th marathon with the sandals.
How did you even think to start training in sandals?
There was a book I read called Born to Run about the Tarahumara Indians in Mexico. They run like 100 miles with sandals, and so I tried it, and I'm convinced.
Incredible. And before we go, David Jang, you did the hand cycles. You have a spinal degenerative disease. Why did you run the race today? What's the message you have?
The message I have is as it's helpful to always try things. You're gonna eat. You're gonna eat. Even when if there's only a short time to train, like if you really want to do it, just always set the mindset.
All about inspiration. And real quickly before we go, we're out of time, but I just want to ask you, you are 96 pounds overweight, you said.
Yeah,
what's your message here?
About 5 years ago, just don't give up, run anytime you want. And I just want to say hi to my daughter, Tasha, who's in church. Bye. I love you.
All right, thanks you guys. We'll send it to you, Christina Pascucci.
Hey guys, we've just approached the Cliff Cheer Zone at mile 19. The folks at Cliff Bar know how important and critical it is to keep up the momentum. How you doing? You feeling good? Yes. The last 7 miles are critical, so they want you to come down here to mile 19, join in on the party, help these athletes make it through the final home stretch by cheering them on. I'll throw it back to you. That's right. 5. Bye. Woohoo!
All right, quick break. In case you're just joining us, we're going to take a break, come back, summarize the day. You're watching the Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon. And welcome back. Just about done with our coverage here on KTLA. You look at the numbers of what we've actually witnessed today. The Stadium to the Sea course through 4 cities, 50 states represented, 63 countries. I mean, it's amazing how many people participate in the Los Angeles Marathon as we welcome you back in our studios here in Hollywood. What a day. We began in the wee hours in the darkness, and then all of a sudden we had this compelling elite race. And on the women's side, we talked about this being one of the deepest fields that we've had in recent memory, and it played out. There was some drama at the end, huh?
Absolutely, and I love how this field was so evenly matched, and we saw that. We started with a lot of the race. Everyone was bunched together in a big pack, about 20 runners. Eventually that pack became about a dozen, and then all of a sudden our defending champ, Helen Jepkergot, on the left of your screen, started upping the ante. Now we're down to 5 with our former champion still there, but she had some company. We had 2 Ethiopians, Sule Gedo and Sahai Desalian, right with her. They're still together. They're all looking great. And there we go. Finally, Sule Gedo said, enough's enough. I'm faster than all of you. Took the lead about a half mile to go and is our new champion. Sule Gedo won, crossed the line in 2:33.49 with her compatriot Sahai Desalian in 2:33.57. Last year's champ Helen Jepkergot was third, and a great American, Christina Alshire, big PR, and fourth for her today, Tony.
4 minutes under her old PR, so it's a great step forward for her.
It's interesting. It was 2 Ethiopians and a Kenyan on the women's side. On the men's side, 2 Kenyans and an Ethiopian.
Yeah, same as it ever was. The East Africans are just dominant in the distance running world, and here's the men's elite race. There are about 25, 30 guys in that pack, 47 degrees when they started, and it sort of took off with our 3 last year's champions, Daniel Limo in orange and Alicia Barno, the defender with the long sleeve closest to the camera, and Weldon Kirui in the Skechers outfit in yellow, joined by this Ethiopian, Gebra Adahana. And then when the last aid station down, San Vicente, Weldon grabbed his bottle and Adahana missed his, and that became the critical moment. And Weldon wins his second Skechers Performance Los Angeles Marathon in the last 3 years. And he suffered that last mile and a half, but boy, it was all worth it.
Yeah, he's won 2 of the last 3 Skechers Performance LA Marathon.
Yeah, look at that. 2-time champion Weldon Kirui on top. Alicia Barno, first last year, third this year. Ihor Rus from Ukraine in fourth. And Daniel Limo, 2015 champion, here again. So you can talk about experience on this course means quite a bit.
Well, you know what? When you think big picture, the LA Marathon just continues to evolve. And we've seen some wonderful stories over the last hour. All the money that is raised and the things that people are running for is just so touching.
24,000 different stories, different reasons for running. It's a fabulous, fabulous race.
Yeah, it's a rite of spring, and you could see it in people's hearts and their eyes. And join us next year; you'll have a blast.
Yeah, and they're projecting to raise $4 million for charities throughout the city of Los Angeles and around the world. As we take one more look at the pack that's still working hard throughout the day and in the coming hours as they work their way to Santa Monica. As always, we thank you for joining us. It all began over 4 hours ago. Some of the world's top runners, followed by 24,000 from all 50 states, 60 countries, all of whom triumphed here. For Tony Revis and Julie Benson, I'm Darren Horton. For all of us at KTLA, thanks for watching. We'll see you next year.